Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Pause the shit. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Pause. Chill, watch what you say. I'll shut mouth, cause 50 shots still. You turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Chill, watch what you say. I'll shut mouth, cause 50 shots still. You turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Chill, watch what you say. I'll shut mouth, cause 50 shots still. You turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Chill, watch what you say. I'll shut mouth, cause 50 shots still. You turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. The shoe taking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. The shoe taking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. The shoe taking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say, I'm shit mouth good, 50 shots still, you turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling.
What can't be fleeting?
And then you're letting him lead you. It doesn't matter how you feel.
Saying he's led by God, but you feel like God is not telling y'all that. Do you still follow him?
You said something interesting, Ish. You just said like men don't think the way that women do. So it almost sounds like you don't fully trust their expertise. So how could you successfully be led by
the majority of men don't have kids. Y'all are picking wrong. Y'all are literally picking the minority.
Every man that's on this panel, y'all have more kids than all of us women.
51% of black men are single and childless.
Excuses for the statistics. The statistics don't bode well in your favor. So you say things like, okay, are they shooting blanks? Or they
because men, I don't feel like men are overall passive aggressive. The majority of men. Do you think that silence is that passive aggressive? Because we will do that.
Yeah, because there's niggas that'll use that as a way to trigger a woman. Like, because a lot of time a woman will tell you, like, when you're silent, it makes me feel like I'm ignored. So a nigga will do that intentionally.
Yeah, no, I'm just because I didn't agree with the passive aggressive part until Mary said that. I'm like, okay, I could see men and be like, you know what? I ain't saying nothing else. Will unsubscribing from the Democratic Party help fix Black America?
Let's just unsubscribe. No, you got to know why.
I don't think so.
That's the only thing that get black people together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Wow.
Like that.
What I think will fix is if black people truly understood politics.
Because for a guy, because listen, it's so many different reasons for a man to want to hang out with his friends.
Adrian, I'm not gonna let that slide. I heard you. Why do you think that it's older single women who share that opinion?
Sometimes that's the case. There has to be balance.
Explain what White History Month is.
It's honoring the achievements of the greatest ethnic group in human history.
Wow.
I think all of that shit deserves a put them in the bathroom.
Would you rather have a whore of a daughter or a gay son?
Let's see here.
Bruh.
Because if she's a hoe, that ain't my problem. Hell, she just be a hoe. Shit.
That's a whore. Definitely. Like,
yeah, is going to college a waste of time?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't think for biology.
It's ridiculous.
And can I just piggyback on that?
Read this for me, Q.
Okay, $5 super chat from Omega Green. Depends. Go for STEM, medical or law. However, if you go for BS degrees like communications, is that supposed to be policies? Or
Poli-sci, political science.
Poli-sci, okay. Yeah. Or criminal justice, it's wasted time.
Final thought.
When you take a man's time, it's like taking his money. When you take a man's money, it's like taking his time. Simply put, we want something for it. If you're not interested, don't go out. Sis, hit me up. Let's clear your coochie balance.
Do women, should they still be covered by men? Do women need to understand what it takes for men to feel like they should be covered by men?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, women don't value men anymore, and it's evident.
For women to admit that they're not equal to their men, women have to come to that conclusion that you are not equal to your man. Are you for spanking? Let's go around the room, yes or no. Q, you for spanking?
Absolutely.
Age.
Okay, so big kids don't get spankings?
You gotta fight them niggas.
There's no difference between divorced women and single mothers. The man will, in both circumstances, suffer comparably with no benefit to himself. The benefits don't outweigh the cost.
but it's still better to go with someone who hasn't gone through that. It's still better to not choose them.
Have men been getting over on household duties all this time?
Listen, but I don't touch a trash bag to save my life.
So let me ask you, could you and your wife switch roles and what you do versus what for that person hold y'all back or let y'all go?
Physically, can't nobody hold me back.
Ain't no such thing as a fair fight.
Direction, choose your own path.
You know, this is the home of We Major, Me Frosty, Unfamous, and the restricted clothing brands. Let's get it.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Video who claimed a man threw a brick at her head because she would not give him her phone number is now wanted by Houston police. This story got national attention after that woman live streamed what she claimed was the aftermath on Instagram and started a GoFundMe. Only KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is talking with the prosecutor on this case tonight. He joins us live near the Galleria with the latest. Bryce.
Daniela, Houston police got called to this street in September, and when they arrived, the woman seen in that viral video told them that an Uber driver threw a brick at her head and then tried to kidnap her. But tonight, she has become the focus of this criminal investigation because Houston police say the surveillance footage captured by cameras on this street doesn't match her story.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just what?
This video with more than 1 million likes on the Shade Room's Instagram page captured the moments after what appeared to be a brutal attack in West Houston.
Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
The woman is 33-year-old Rhoda Osmond.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
Seen here in tears in a hospital gown.
She told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osmond hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor.
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
According to court documents, she asked someone else to launch this GoFundMe for her recovery, raising more than $42,000. But as the story went viral, a blogger on TikTok called police, alerting them to this 2020 GoFundMe, which claimed a vicious assault by a security guard in Minneapolis.
Detective Thornton verified with Minneapolis police that there was no assault done at that time. It was completely fictional.
Prosecutors allege theft by deception and believe she would have received all that money had the campaign not been shut down.
The violence that I have suffered since September 3rd is just unbelievable. I can't even believe I'm here. They try to leave me for dead.
In an Instagram story posted Wednesday, Osmond addressed those who have doubted her.
I actually have things going on in my life. I actually have real ways to make money. I don't have to get a GoFundMe for money. I actually can earn income because I'm actually educated and I actually am talented.
And tonight, a spokesperson for GoFundMe telling KPRC2 GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform. All donors have been refunded, and Rhoda Osmond has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. Osmond did not respond when I reached out to her on Instagram this evening. Tonight, she is wanted here in Harris County on that theft charge. Anyone with information on her whereabouts can report that to Houston police. We're live near the Galleria. I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
All right, Bryce, thank you. Let's the woman at the center of a viral video.
Yo. We here. DJ Hampton Stampede. We in the building.
Shit like that.
Welcome. The queen of accountability. How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
I cannot complain. Nobody listens anyway. You know what I mean? Indeed. Queen, give me 1 second. I just gotta check who's in the chat.
Okay.
FGM, how are you? Jill, what's up? Thank you. It was a good time last night. Fred, what's going on? Bird Finder in the building. SD, direction CYOP.com to get your latest gear. Shout out to my man Bub in the chat. Rum, salute to you. Dada, appreciate you. Always, man. Thank you for the contribution. Be original. Hope all is well, my brother. I appreciate you tuning in yesterday. Yep. This is the first TMBR unscripted.
Shit like that.
Impress. My father's son. You actually caught alive this time. That's what's up. Shanika. Salute to the OG OMAC who helped put all this together. He was the catalyst. If it wasn't for him, we would not have this honorable opportunity. So salute to the OG OMAC. Swill, yeah, you made it on time. That's what's up. Chuck, what's going on? Yeah, everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. This is an awesome opportunity. We need at least 50 people to follow on Instagram. I see a bunch of people have already subscribed. That's awesome. Right now, we have 4 subscribed. We need 46 more, if my math is correct. 45 more. Salute, John. Salute, TEC. Triple Black, Rocky. Shop, what's going on? B Sammy in the building. Indeed. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. We have 130 people in the building so far. We have 61 likes. A little bit down, but I trust you guys to get them up. Queen of accountability is here. So, Queen, we need to get acclimated to you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? First off, welcome. We're humbled to have you here. I'm honored.
Again, thank you. And if my voice cuts out, I am battling a little cold. I was out and about, and I didn't have the proper clothes on. It's cold out here in Illinois. So sorry, you guys. But a little bit about me. I used to go by Celebrity. So if anybody has been following me for years, they know that my first page was called Celebrity, but a bunch of women got that shut down. And then last year I got my second Instagram shut down by women as well. So I'm currently on my third Instagram as the Queen of Accountability because, you can't use your old names. So what I typically do is I've just been holding people accountable. It started on Facebook, but, they put you on 30-day bans when you hold people accountable.
Okay.
So I started on Facebook, and back in 2016 is when I used to go into groups and hold people accountable for lying. So it never really, went viral and went to big platforms because when you hold women accountable, you're looked at as a snitch. You get called all these names. So the Shade Room used to pick up a lot of my content, and that's how people started to know who Celebrity was. And then when I started losing pages, I had to change how I held people accountable. I had to use different terms, spell things wrong. I was learning how to do it without them being able to report me, because that's what women do. They either block or report me.
Wow.
So I've been holding people accountable, whether they're lying about, situations or going into groups and saying that they're using their baby daddy or they're trying to, do something vicious. I would get that back to the baby daddy. I made sure that those type of people were held accountable because in these groups, they're different people. So I started off in Facebook groups, and then it trickulated over to Instagram and then Twitter. And then I just started, going viral a lot. Bigger pages never really wanted to credit me. So they would block me and then use my content. So it was hard for people to understand that I was the originator because they would put their watermark over it. I didn't know all about that back in 2016. So I've been doing this for a lot of years, and it's a blessing that finally people see that my work isn't going unnoticed. It's sad that it took Rhoda's case, but I did this with celebrities. I've held many people accountable before Rhoda, and nobody gave a damn. So it's a blessing to finally be recognized for my efforts, because what I do, no one pays me for. What I do,
Yeah.
I'm not getting Cash Apps and Venmos. I do this because I want the truth to be out there. And I don't think that men and women should be lying just to get donations and putting somebody else's life at risk. That ain't the way we need to be doing things. You know, these white people be laughing at us when we do shit like this. So I just come into the scene to tell people we got to do better. And if it means holding you accountable and you might have to do some time, then so be it. So I'm not the bad guy. I just want people to do better because we are better than this. And it's sad that it took this for people to see that I'm not to be played with. But hey, I'm blessed.
Indeed. And so just if you don't mind expounding on, you said women shut your page down.
Yeah. They women, especially black women, and I'm a black woman. They forget that I'm a black woman first, but I'm not gonna sit here and ride y'all train of let's hate black men and let's lie and get donations. I'm not gonna ride that train. I wasn't raised that way. I was raised by my father. My mother passed away when I was young. So it was hard growing up. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon, but I was that person that had a mouth on her that would cuss a man out. I was really good in sports. So I knew that I could be tough in sports and talk stuff to men, but it didn't get me anywhere in life. So it took a black man to tell me to tone down how I was acting. And when I did that, my life changed. So when I'm out here telling women we can do better, it's because I was that person and I took accountability. So women don't want to hear that. So it's black women who send me threats. It's black women who will report something from 2012 to get me shut down, and it works. So now I have to make sure that when I am holding someone accountable, I have to do it strategically because I know that they're just waiting. There was a group created about me where they talked about me and my deceased mother, 30,000 members. That group was up for 7 years and I got them shut down. So these are the type of things that I had to do to protect myself because these women hate me and I did nothing to them personally. They just hate what I'm doing publicly and I'm not going to stop doing it. So, I mean, it happens and it comes with the territory.
What made you want to get into this, I guess I'll call it line of work? Like what inspired you so much?
Because, you know, I remember when back in the day in 2013, I used to be in this troll group and all people did was they did really bad things and people would come to me to dox them. And I started doxing people back in 2013, but before it became like a big crime, I used to do that. So if somebody came into a group and said, I put blood in my baby daddy's spaghetti, I would dox her and get that information over to the baby daddy. I was ruthless. And being in these troll groups, it taught me that people are not who they say they are on their real page. So I was exposing people for doing some very vicious things. And that's where I got my start back in 2013. And people remember me in these troll groups because I used to always say, I got you. Now I say, I figured you'll say that. So that's where I got my start. And that told me, you know what? Somebody has to start doing this so that people are better when they're in these private groups. Now when people are in these groups, they have to look and see if I'm in there. So I created a backup account that has nothing to do with my name so that I can still watch what these people are doing. So I've made it harder for these women to go into groups and lie because they don't know if it's going to get back to me. And I think that's amazing because y'all shouldn't be lying. Men shouldn't be lying. We need to be honest. If you're not saying it on your real page, don't go into these private groups doing some dumb stuff because I'm going to catch you. And like I said, if you're not doing nothing wrong, you ain't got nothing to do with, with me at all. I won't bother you. But if you're doing something that I know someone needs to be aware of it, they're going to be aware of it. So I warn people all the time and they still play with me. So it is what it is.
Queen of accountability. Let me ask a question. Do you think that exposing them is the same thing as holding them accountable?
Well, being held accountable is being exposed. Okay. See, people get it mixed up and they think, oh, she was exposed and I did something illegal. Nah, when you're holding someone accountable, it has to be seen out in the open. So if you want to call that exposure, then so be it. People keep getting accountability confused with harassment, exposure, snitching. They call it all type of stuff to make me feel like I'm doing something wrong. But if I was doing something wrong, my ass would have been locked up by now. If I was doing something wrong, I would have a criminal record that's public like Rhoda Osmond. So at the end of the day, I don't care how people feel about my approach, but I've saved a lot of lives. I've saved a lot of jobs. I've saved a lot of black men and black women. Just because I didn't put it on YouTube, giving them money or showing what I did for them doesn't mean I didn't do it. I don't do it for the accolades. I do it because it's the truth and it's the right thing to do. So all these people that are saying I'm doing things illegal and doxing, why the fuck am I still here? Why am I not arrested? How come you can't look me up on a court site and it says I have a charge? I ain't got nothing. I got 4 college degrees. I work very hard, and everything I do it because it's the right thing to do. No one pays me. No one sponsors me. I do this for free. So why are people so mad?
Yeah. So we had a conversation one time. Let me get your take on this. We were saying that shaming needs to come back. People's conduct would be a lot better. What you think about that?
I agree. Because let's say back in the day, our grandmothers wouldn't let us come out the house with shorts riding up our, they would say you look like a wench or you look like a heifer. They shamed us back in the day because what it did to us was like, damn, I look bad. Let me go change it. Let me go fix it. Sometimes you have to put things out in the open because people don't understand that what they're doing isn't right. So if we were to let Rhoda continue that journey of scamming, she could end up dead. Everybody's not going to accept being blamed for something that they didn't do. This woman did this in Minnesota and got away with it for years. So for people to be mad at me for finally bringing the truth to light, that is crazy because this woman could have did more. She put her son's life in jeopardy. When you lie like that and you take money, people be for real about their money. They don't like that. So I feel like I saved her life. People might look at it differently, but I don't. This woman needs help. She's mentally unstable. And I even offered to help her after she goes to jail and does some hard time. I said I would still help her for free. So people can say what they want, but shaming needs to come back. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Understood. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Listen, we need to make sure we get those 50 follows on IG. All right. Put a 1 in the chat. It's the Queen of Accountability on IG. Let's make sure everybody goes over really quickly. Hit the follow button. I think we're at 10 so far. So we need 40 more. There's 85 people in the chat. And we are at 93 likes. Come on, everybody stop. Go to the IG, follow, and then hit the like button. Come back onto the chat. Oh, man. Awesome. So, Queen of Accountability, I just want to ask a couple more questions just to set the baseline so everybody can get some insight into your mindset and how you see things. We had a discussion regarding the Me Too movement on Tuesday. Obviously, those discussions can get pretty heated. They're very serious. What's your take on the Me Too movement at its inception, its height, and then it kind of trickled down? So what's your take on the whole thing?
So before I get into that, with all due respect, you have somebody in your comments that said that can't be a hypocrite if someone was snitching on men, y'all would be outraged. This woman is not holding anyone accountable. So you have people like the person in your chat that thinks that what I do isn't right. And if someone was snitching on men, when people say snitching, that originated from the streets. Gangster shit. I'm not a gangster, not in the streets. What I'm doing is not like snitching. Oh my gosh, I saw a man selling nickelbacks. No. What I'm doing is I'm bringing truth to light because this woman is stealing money or someone is stealing from other people. It's not snitching. It's bringing the truth to light. People get that confused. And he said if somebody snitched on a man, if a woman snitched on a man, they'd be outraged. Well, if they were lying on the man, they would be outraged because they're lying. Just like I said with the Emmett Till. If somebody snitched on Caroline Bryant and said she was lying, Emmett Till would still be alive, right? Right? But no one said a fucking thing. He got killed. And then the bitch finally said on her deathbed, oh, I lied. And they still let this woman live until she died naturally. So what I'm saying is we need to bringing the truth to light because it's killing people. It's hurting people, getting people locked up. And it's sad that people still think what I do isn't right because they don't understand it until it's them, until it's their son, their wife, their sister, their brother. They never understand that shit until it's happening to them. Then they say, well, how come nobody said anything? How come you guys are not talking? So our Black community is to me, it's the most unhinged because it's like we want people to do this, but then we don't. Which one do you fucking want? Because if it was your family, you would want them to say something, right? But if it's somebody that you don't even know that's stealing money from other people who probably didn't have it to give, y'all don't see a problem with that. That's the problem with this Black community. And that's why it angers me that our own people are mad at me for doing something that we have to do to stop things like this from happening. So if Rhoda would have gotten killed for lying on a Black man, what would happen then? The sisterhood would be in shambles, right? So I'm trying to save this woman by holding her accountable for her years and years of lying and scamming and suing people for something that she was doing. So again, if you guys don't like what I'm doing, that's fine. But do not discredit me, because my work is out there. And I don't need people that are supposed to be riding for, Black people to sit there and say that what I'm doing is wrong when it isn't. So I'm sorry for going on that, but it bothers me when our people think that what I'm doing isn't the right thing. So what would have been the right thing? To tell Rhoda, keep stealing? You are the queen, still queen. We respect you. Put your son's life in danger. We love that, right? Should I be telling her that? So I'm just saying, it bothers me that people feel that what I'm doing still isn't enough or it's not right.
No,
So,
I understand.
Anyway, I'm sorry about that, but with the Me Too movement,
it's okay.
Yeah, because it bothers me, because look, I do a lot of stuff, and it's like I don't put myself out there say I want everybody to speak on my accolades. What I'm doing is I'm trying to teach other people to do this, so I don't have to do it. We should be able to look online and see something that isn't right and say something. It shouldn't take one person, to come in and be tagged to something, and then I got to go in and do the work. How come y'all can't do the work? We can all do it together. We can all eat together. That's all I'm saying. Because these white people, they fucking stick together. They love when other people hold them accountable. They don't do this type of shit that's being done to me. It's sad when I hear other races tell me, "Wow, you're amazing," but my own race hates me the most. That really bothers me, because what am I doing to you personally to hate me so bad? Well, you're holding another Black woman accountable. You mean a woman who said she didn't like Black men? You mean a woman that said that she wouldn't fuck with a Black man? That Black men are dangerous? Oh, I got you. So I'm sorry if I'm not fitting your narrative, but I'm never going to. This is what I do, and I'm going to keep doing it. And when it comes to the Me Too movement, they need to abolish that. I hate the Me Too movement. To me, it's a scam. It's just like what Rhoda is doing. Because anytime a woman comes out and says something happens, the whole world believes it. And then the man is terrorized. The man is judged, belittled. He loses money, endorsements. He's never the same, even when the truth is brought to light. And that bothers me. I have a whole video on men who were exonerated, that spent between 10 and 30 years in prison because of a woman lying, and nobody said anything. They stayed quiet. So why do that? Why are we so quiet? Why are we so scared to say the truth? And then we let a Black man do 30 years in prison just to get out and get $500,000.
Yeah.
So the Me Too movement is weak to me. I've never supported the Me Too movement, and I never will. There's more boys and men out there who have been sexually assaulted, and they don't even want to talk about that. They don't give a damn about these boys who have been groomed by these women that we're supposed to be protecting. So it's a bigger issue. I've spoken to a lot of male clients who were abused by their babysitters, their mama's friends. Why aren't we talking about that? We can go to the Catholic churches too. There's a whole bunch of shit. We so busy looking at R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, but these Catholic priests, they tearing these boys up. And nobody's saying anything. No one's saying anything. So again, I mean, the Me Too movement to me is a scam.
Man, do you think it did simply more harm than good, or did it do any good at all?
It did more harm. How many times do you hear a woman saying, he sexually assaulted me? And then a week later, they have the facts that it never happened. Do you think that man just goes about his life and goes and play golf? No, that man's life is never the same. People still call Chris Brown a rapist because that woman, all these women that lied on Chris Brown, and he had receipts every single time. Every single time. So whenever a man is accused of something like sexual assault, he is never the same. I talk to men every day who have been accused, and it took them years to prove their innocence over a woman lying because he moved on. And then once his innocence is proven, he never gets that time that he lost. People still are scared to live next to him. They still don't want their kids playing with his kids. He's never the same because no one forgets the allegation. No one forgets the woman telling the story. They don't care about what happened after the fact. They don't care about the truth. They care about the allegation because that sits with them. Oh, sis, I can understand what you're going through. I've been through it. Women know how to play on other women's heartstrings. Go on TikTok. It's on there every day. I've exposed, I would say maybe 60 women over the course of those years for lying about sexual assault. And there was only 4 of those cases where I worked with the detective on the case. And I would honestly tell you, a lot of these women who did it, they all said the same thing. I needed the money. And I knew if I put this on Facebook, people would give me money.
And they said that to you, or they said
that
that?
directly. There was a lot of women that I exposed for lying on sexual assault, and I didn't put them out in the open because they took accountability and they rectified it. But then you had those other women that let that post go viral, and then that's when I had to contact the police. And I would say the worst case that I ever worked is a woman who said that she was sexually assaulted by a black man, and the story she told on Facebook was so believable. People were sending her money, $500, $1,000, $200. I was looking in the comments of everyone saying, hey, did you get this, get that? They were showing their Cash App receipt, and it made me do some research. And when I reached out to the police and told them to do a well-being check, because this woman was sexually assaulted, they went to her mother's house first. And the mother said on body cam, my daughter lies like that a lot. That didn't happen. And then the cops said, well, we still have to go to her house too to verify. When they went to her house, she told the cops to get the F off of her property. I didn't call you guys. Leave me the F alone. So the cop called me and told me there's nothing we can do if they do not want our help. So he concluded that the woman lied, but there was nothing they can do because she didn't file a police report. She went straight to Facebook. See, women are not going to be penalized for that because they didn't file a report. So they go to Facebook and TikTok so they can get them donations. Then they remove the post like it never happened. And there's nothing you can do to these women. Nothing. So when I exposed that woman for lying about being sexually assaulted, I lost my Facebook for 30 days. And I received a lot of death threats. Her mother told me she was going to sue me. But the officer told me that if they did sue me, he would release the body cam of mom saying that she was a liar. So again, a black woman did that. A black woman. So again, I don't want to have to do that. But if you're lying on a man, I have to do it. You know, they assumed it was her ex who has a child. So they went to his page and they were leaving like the bullseye. We got you. Don't leave your house. And this man has a daughter. He was scared for his life. So I had to act, or he could have been hurt, or his daughter. So we have to remember what these allegations and lies do to people. They're people. And if we're not holding them accountable and shaming them and bringing them to light, they're going to keep doing it until it's your son that's being charged or your son that's being harmed. We have to do better, you guys. That's all I'm saying. We have to do better.
Wow. And so I had a follow-up about the believe all women, but I think that encompassed it all. What you just said. Do you have, I can say I have 2 sets of twins, 2 and under. I have 5 daughters, 1 son.
Wow.
And people are so, man, I mean, just imagine, my son is only 1 year old, but what you just said, I mean, it's scary, and you have a lot of young men, Queen of Accountability, that are going their own way. They're not even messing with women. They don't even want to approach women because of things like this. Do you think they're justified?
They are. There's a TikTok trend that I tried to report, but they won't do anything, where women will get close to a man and say, don't touch me out loud. That's the new trend. Don't touch me. Can y'all believe that? And y'all telling me that I'm wrong for trying to get these people shut down, where they see a man by himself and they come close to him and make it seem like he tried to touch her. Don't touch me. Why the fuck will we be spreading a trend like that? Can someone explain that to me? And y'all telling me that what I do online is wrong, or I be snitching if I bring these women out in the open. But
are you sorry, just to clarify, are you saying that's like a challenge that's happening now?
They call them TikTok trends. Remember that trend they had where the women were crying, their eyes out, and then the music changes and then they start smiling? That was one of the most scariest trends that I've ever seen in my life, because when they call 911 on these men who are not touching them, but they're mad that the man is leaving and wants to leave and the woman don't want him to, when the police show up, what do women do? They cry. They make a scene, and cops immediately say, okay, arrest him. He ain't even do nothing. He's trying to leave the house. And then once the cops drive off with the man, the woman isn't crying anymore. So that TikTok trend was just showing that women can make themselves cry and be hysterical, and then they turn into a smile. And that was a trend for almost a year. Wow. And now they got a trend where if you're close to a man, you say out loud, don't touch me. Can someone tell me what that does? Can someone tell me what that what can happen if they do it in the wrong area and someone thinks that this man is trying to touch this woman? Yeah. Men immediately will probably try to beat them up, right? So we have to do better. TikTok to me is a breeding ground for scammers. I got most of scammers off of TikTok. They usually say I'm about to get evicted out of my apartment when really they're moving into a new one and they're using your donations to get the furniture. We have to start looking into these stories. Just because a woman or a man is crying on camera doesn't mean the story is true. They're just good actors. I've exposed so many GoFundMe's. They need to hire me. They need to hire me because Rhoda wasn't my first one. I exposed a lot of GoFundMe's last year and the year before. And women would lie. The worst one I saw was a woman saying that her boyfriend beat her up and tore up her apartment. There was all this writing on the wall. The couches were bleached. The bed had, looked like somebody took a knife and messed up the mattress. But what really was going on was that she was moving. So all that stuff that was in the house, she wasn't taking it with her. So they tore up all the stuff that can be replaced. They put all the writing on the wall because you can cover it with a coat of paint. And the apartment said that she was moving. That woman wanted $15,000. That's what she wanted. I got her shut down at $14,000.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is you can't lie. You can't lie about domestic violence. You can't lie about being sick. You got a woman that said her kid was dying of cancer. That story never happened. But yet people will call me a snitch for exposing that. Why are we saying that our kids are dying if they're not? Just to get a couple dollars. So what I'm saying is, guys, this is deeper than y'all think. Rhoda is just the one that went viral in the Shade Room. If Rhoda was never posted on the Shade Room, she wouldn't have gotten this much attention. The Shade Room helped her make that money. Even though I told the Shade Room she's lying, they left me on red. And then when I showed them, before I even went live with the footage, because I was the first one to drop that Rhoda was being charged. I was the first one because I was working side by side with the police. They knew me by name. When I would call the Houston police, they would say Daphne Sutton. I was embarrassed at one point. I said, damn. So, I didn't even say nothing yet. So it got so bad that detectives, they started to ghost me and they started to not take my calls. So when that happened, I went over their heads and I started working with Sergeant McCoy with the major assaults. He's over all the detectives. Me and him were communicating. And he told me if anybody told me to not call again, to give him their name. So me and Sergeant McCoy became really good friends during this case because I was giving him more evidence than no one else was. So again, it took a lot, but I feel like if I wasn't on their asses, if I wasn't calling, I don't think they would have moved this fast. A major assaults case can, in a financial crime case can take up to a year. And they got this wrapped up in 4 months. So I'm not saying that I was the only one because I know other people were calling too, but I was the main one. I started the process. I did the police report. I started the change, and then everybody else followed it. So yeah.
So I saw a very what I was deem a very large YouTuber. What is the name? MTR. Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews.
Yes, sir.
He has, I think, 500,000 subscribers, and he specifically used your information in his review of her getting charged.
Yeah, and shout out to MTR because there are a lot of pages that are way bigger than mine. I'm only sitting at, I believe, 17,000. So you have a lot of pages who have been sharing my audio, and they don't tag me, and they will never tag me because they think that I'm below them. They think because they got more subscribers, I'm just a piece of crap. But it's my content that gets you the views, that gets you the check. So I don't tell people to pay me. I've never told anyone to send me any money. I don't even charge people to do shows. I just go on and do it. Did I charge you anything? No, I didn't. Because I don't think that you should be charged. I just want to, answer your questions and help you out so we can all eat. But what hurts me is when these bigger blog pages that might have 1 million subs, they will post my voice and people in the comments will say that's Queen of Accountability, and they will delete their comments all because they don't want to tag me. I'm not asking for any money. I'm not asking for anything but a tag because I worked my ass off for that stuff. They don't realize what I did to get all that stuff. It wasn't easy and no one was paying me. So all I tell these bloggers to do is just tag me. That's all. Keep your money, keep your check. I don't give a damn about all that. Just give me my credit. It's just like college. When you cite a source, your paper is clean, but when you don't cite where you got your information, it's called plagiarism. That applies out in the streets. Don't steal from people when you know that all they're doing is trying to bring the truth to light. And the least you can do is just tag them. It doesn't hurt you to tag, but they don't want to tag me because then they don't want their followers to follow me. And then they know they can get the content from me straight up instead of waiting for it to be watered down. You feel what I'm saying? So I get why a lot of them don't want to tag me because they want to eat off of me, but it just isn't right because people that have been following me for years know what I had to go through. They're not getting death threats. They're not being accused of being a narcissist and crazy. I've lost a lot of mental health clients because of lies that are being spread about me. And
Wow.
and it's from people that don't want to see me shine. And it's okay because I've been like this and I haven't changed. You have a lot of these pages that started off one way and now they're reckless. I have never changed what I do and I never will. People told me, well, if you show a little cleavage, go on video, you're pretty. It ain't about what I look like. I don't need you to see me. I need you to hear me. You don't have to see what I look like to hear the message. But you got these people on here showing their titties and ass and just to tell men that they're beautiful. That won't be me. I'm where I'm at, and I never had to show an ass or a titty. Y'all feel what I'm saying today? Most of my pictures are mask pictures, so you'll be shocked to get a picture of me because I usually take 1 or 2 a year. That's it. But I'm not no selfie queen, and I'm not trying to get men to look at me sexually. I have a husband. He comes first. So I just want people to know that I'm not going to cater to the audience that wants me to change what I do to get more followers. If that's what I have to do to get them, I don't need them. You feel what I'm saying? So everything that I'm doing is because I want the truth to be out there. I don't have to sell my ass to do that. And to those content creators who like showing their titties and stuff, keep doing you. That's your lane. That's just not me. So because I don't do that, they try to do the reverse psychology. Well, maybe it's really a man or maybe she's ugly and all that. No, that ain't the case. I just don't have to appease y'all. You feel what I'm saying? So again, that's just a little bit about, what I've endured, So when I see people share my stuff and I know what I had to go through to get that, sometimes it just upsets me, but I have to let it happen, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I have a similar experience at a much smaller scale, but I don't really do a lot of videos like how we play the video. I very rarely do that. We come up with a topic and we have the discussion, and then oftentimes people will use the content, and it's free. What's it called? Fair use. So I had to put it out there and say, hey, review what you want, but at least tag us. But you do have to say it because people don't do it automatically, right? Which needs to be remedied. Also, the last thing, when you guys are using the word snitch, one, we need to get that out of our heads. But let's take a hypothetical situation. If I'm in a McDonald's with my kids and you come through with another person and rob the McDonald's and I say they went that way, that doesn't make me a snitch. If I'm robbing the McDonald's with you, I get caught and then tell them where you are, I would be a snitch in that point. But civilians don't owe you anything. Thanks. People are out here living. When you see something bad, you point it out, right? You have to point it out. That's in real life. That's online because these things hurt people. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.
Hold on 1 second. I think one of your moderators, he told me so hide. How is me not showing myself for you guys consider me hiding? I don't hide from anyone, but I am a married woman. So I remember back in the day when I used to post selfies, I would get unwarranted pictures in my inbox. And I felt like if I wasn't showing what I looked like, that would limit those amount of inboxes. I didn't want to see that type of stuff. Me being a married woman, my body belongs to my husband, not to y'all. It don't belong to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. So if y'all want to call me fatty and overweight, I don't care about that. That makes me laugh. No. I just wanted to address that. I'm not here to please them. I'm here to please my husband. He's happy. 14 years strong. So I'm doing something right. I'm just not appeasing to you guys. And you can call me all the names you want. I'm used to that. But it's not going to get me to say, oh, let me prove it. Look, guys, here's my titties. Look, it won't work over here, baby. So you can say what you want about my looks and stuff. That won't work. My husband, his opinion matters. And he loves this black woman. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not hiding from anybody. I don't have to show you what I look like. That's not for you. That's for that man that's in the next room. Y'all feel me? So that's all I wanted to say, sir. Go ahead, hon.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I usually recommend people stay out the chat because people want to push buttons. But I think the productive nature of this conversation is getting all the wisdom, knowledge, and experience you have about what you've done to hold people accountable and better this community. So
thank you. Like I said, being married, and this is why I tell women, we don't have to. They feel like when you're married, you have to still show yourself. You don't. My husband didn't tell me to be this way. This is just who I am. I'm a woman, and I have a wonderful husband that runs this household. So when he tells me to wrap this up and don't do this no more, I'm going to obey what my husband says. Mm-hmm. And like I said, being a wife, you carry yourself differently. And I'm not going to say people are still not going to sexualize me, but I'm not going to give them a reason to sexualize me. If people know who I am, they know me for holding people accountable. They don't know me for having a fat ass and big lips and all that. And that's what I want. I don't want people to remember me by my image. I want them to remember me by my message. You feel what I'm saying? So again, I know a lot of people want me to do videos and stuff. That's not my lane, and that's not what I do. I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing since 2016, and you can either love it or hate it. And if you hate it, I'm sorry about that, but I'm not changing for you. Like I said, when you are a woman of class, you carry yourself with class, and this is just what I do. So I'm sorry if that bothers y'all and you call it hiding or me being scared. I'll take that, but I haven't changed and I won't.
Indeed. Again, make sure you guys hit the like button, get the likes up. Let me see what the likes are. The likes are at 164. Okay, not terrible. We have almost 300 people in here. And Daph, I apologize. You'll see me fighting with them about hitting the like button that's free. So I apologize ahead of time.
No, hit that like button, y'all. Like I said, I do it too.
And let's make
smash the like button, right?
Indeed. Let's make sure we get those subscribers up. Daph, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you go to your IG? Let me know how many new followers we got. I want us to get to 50. Can you check real quick?
Let me see.
Camera keeps getting hot on me. It's okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, the count is going up. Yep.
Okay. All right.
They're doing that. Thank
Good.
you guys. Thank you to everyone who is following me. Like I said, this is my 3rd Instagram page, so I have to be careful. I can't lose this one. But whether y'all follow me or not, I do appreciate everybody who is here today. Like I said, without you guys, I ain't shit. Like I said, without the people that support us, we won't be here. So I want to say thank you to all of you guys because y'all made this happen for me, for you. You know, so like I said, it's people that want the truth to always come out. Those are the people that I love having in my corner because those are the people that are going to triculate it in other places. So we have to do this together. I can't do it alone. So thank you to all of your subscribers and those who are newly subscribed to me. Thank you.
Indeed. And I just you'll see that I put the @ symbol in front of your name in the white so that they know what the IG is because I keep saying it, a couple of them are asking. So it's at the Queen of Accountability, everyone. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe or follow. So Daph, let's play the videos of some of the recordings with you conversing with it's Harris County Police, correct? In Houston?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think I have the right one queued up. Let me know if I need to play the other one first. So this one here. So I got it kind of fast forwarded because this is what I played at the beginning.
Yes,
but you know what? Let's redo the context. When I initially played it, it was 100 people. Now it's 300 people. So I think we'll provide them some more context, and then you let me know if I need to pause it once you start talking and such.
You told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osmond hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor.
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
According to court documents, she asked someone else to launch this GoFundMe for her recovery, raising more than $42,000. But as the story went viral, a blogger on TikTok called police, alerting them to this 2020 GoFundMe, which claimed a vicious assault by a security guard in Minneapolis. Prosecutors alleged theft by deception and believe she would have received all that money had the campaign not been shut down. The GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform. All donors have been refunded, and Rhoda Osmond has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. Osmond did not respond when I reached out to her on Instagram this evening. Tonight, she is wanted here in Harris County on that theft charge. Anyone with information on her whereabouts can report that to Houston Police.
And this is what I'll do for you.
Okay.
When charged, the report is, still confidential information.
Right. Yes.
But charges are public information.
Correct, sir.
So when if charges are filed, I will call you and let you know so you can look them up on the Harris County database.
Okay.
That a good deal?
That's a good deal.
I have it written down, but give me your phone number again.
Yes, sir.
2295. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So, Queen of Accountability, what call is that one in particular?
That was the call between me and the sergeant. So he let me know that all my efforts didn't go unnoticed. It was a longer call, but I condensed it to that part because he gave me his word that he would allow me to view these charges that are now public because of her information and the details of the case. That would always be sealed. I wouldn't be able to see that. But what he will allow me to see is what's already public on the Harris County website. So when I was able to go on there and see that on the 10th, they put all this into motion, I then went and posted it on my page. A lot of people were mad at me for doing that because they said you could have, reached out to TMZ. You could have got paid. But like I said, it's not about the money. It's about the truth. Mm-hmm. So again, and then you got people in the comments saying, so you don't call that snitching. It's crazy. Like I said, at the end of the day, this woman, she took money from people that probably gave her what they had, left in their bank account, thinking that this woman was assaulted over not giving up her number. So $42,000 is a lot of money, but she received more than that on Venmo and Cash App. So that's why the IRS had to get involved. Financial crimes. So again, she could have made upwards to $80K if you spread it all across those different platforms. So at the end of the day, when she said, I don't need y'all money, she was doing well with getting Venmo and Cash App donations. But see, the IRS will subpoena that because they said that you can only earn up to $600 in a month before you have to report it. And we know she earned thousands. So again, guys, it ain't snitching. It's bringing the truth to light again, because you can't do that to people. You can't lie and say a black man assaulted you over your looks. And then women are going to feel for you, because I remember when he asked me for my number and he yelled at me. Women knew to play on that story because they're going to say they have experienced it sometime in their life. If she would have went on there and said, I hit a man and he hit me back, I promise you she wouldn't have raised that much money, right? The truth wouldn't have worked, so she had to lie. So again, if they call that snitching, that's fine. But that was me with the sergeant, and he did what he said, and I appreciate that.
Man, that is something. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So, Daph, let me make sure this one here as well. Now, we may have played them backwards, which I apologize, but I still want to get context from this video too, if you don't mind. Find it. So here, talking, right?
I'm asking for support because I cannot do this by myself. I'm a full-time mother, I'm a full-time student, and I'm a full-time employee. And I have done everything I can to reach out to get an investigator, get all the information. I've pretty much done everything for them, including giving them a confession video of this man saying that he assaulted me and that he does not care. And they've had that video since the week before Thanksgiving, and they have not done anything about it. They have not moved forward in the case, and they won't respond to me. I have left over 20 voicemails, over 20 emails, and guess what? They respond to people who have nothing to do with this case.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Daphne Sutton.
Delinquency prevention programs and reaches out to Houston's diverse communities to promote cultural understanding, civic engagement, and volunteer public service. Learn more at www.houstontx.gov.
Okay, I was helping out with the case. It was a assault case of a black woman 2 months ago. I provided them with over maybe 20 emails of evidence because the person that's claiming she was assaulted is now harassing me and is now making threats to me. I also have a fraud case against this person, and I already filed the police report in my jurisdiction, and Sergeant McCoy is aware of that police number.
I'm happy to speak to my supervisor, like I said, as soon as I put you on hold.
Okay.
But I'm aware of that case, and they have already concluded that case. They had ample evidence. They don't need additional evidence. They had extreme evidence that she was being untruthful, and they more than sufficient evidence to prove that already, and the case has already been concluded.
Gotcha, bitch.
So, Daph, at what level of the case was this call?
So that was back in November. So if everybody went to my my Instagram, I had promoted a post from November the 9th. It was the Scooby-Doo when they released the mask, and it said that Daphne solved another case. I said that back on November the 9th. And when I said that, everybody said you a liar. That's a fake phone call. You got that hold music off of a website and you just video shopped it all together and it made it sound good. You paid that guy to say what he said. The case isn't concluded because Rhoda is a victim. That was November the 9th.
Okay.
So I promoted that post and left it there because I knew what was about to happen. And I just, I stayed 10 toes down. I let people harass me. I let people talk about me on TikTok, make up stories. And now we're here today. I knew last year that charges were coming. I had been talking to comedian Godfrey because she tried to say that he was doing some things that were bad. So we were working together. And shout out to comedian Godfrey because he will be on my show tomorrow and a few other celebrities. We're about to get it in tomorrow on my podcast. But there are people out there are people out there that respect what I do. And because of the great things that I've done, there were a lot of celebrities giving me my flowers because they respect what I did. It wasn't about going viral. It was about spreading the truth. I told the Shade Room, y'all might want to retract that post you made about her, but they weren't going to do that because it got over 1 million reactions, right? That's how they get paid. So they left me unseen. And then when I broke the news, everybody tagged the Shade Room and they didn't break the news until a little later because they were upset. They hire all these people to do the research, but none of them know how to really do it. So when they see someone like me that they don't like breaking this news, they're mad. And then they have to recycle everybody else's stuff. But like I said, there's been a lot of people like the Houston News who gave me my flowers for being the first woman to break the case and being on the case. If you look at the report, it said detectives got a call from Daphne Sutton. Detectives with an S because I pissed all of them off. They all stopped talking to me. So that's why I had to deal with the sergeant because they were tired of me calling. Well, if I didn't call and put the heat under them, I think they would have chilled a little bit because, honestly, this is not considered a big thing to them because she didn't steal from a bank. She didn't steal from, a credit union. She stole from people. Idiots is what they would call them. So again, to them, it wasn't important until I started harassing them is what they call it. But like I said, the sergeant gave me my flowers and told me he would do that favor and he did not lie. So again, people think the cops are bad. They're really not. If you give them the truth, they're going to look into it. Detective Thornton, she was a Black woman working the case and I just felt she was too emotional. She was the first one to ghost me because I told her, I think that you're playing on Rhoda's heartstrings. You need to do your job. She didn't like that too much. So she had ordered to have me take some of my TikTok stuff down when I had that first TikTok because she was upset. I had to hold her accountable and she's a detective because I just felt like she was starting to believe Rhoda and I had to bring her back. And when I had to bring her back and I saw she wasn't doing it properly, I went over her head and that's why she ghosted me. So I'm okay with that. But she knows what it is. I have all the emails and the phone calls that we had. You can't lie about that. So again, I'm not mad at her. I understand that you don't want a civilian telling you how to do your job, but even sometimes cops need redirection. You feel me? So I just told her, I said, look, I know you're a detective, but this is not right. And when I brought it to the sergeant, he agreed. So again, we have to make sure that we hold cops accountable too. And I did. I held a Black detective accountable and she ghosted me for it. So we cool.
So I have some of the documents that were released. So let me see, which one should we go through first? We have this one here. I just want to go in order of you know what I mean? So as much as possible. We have this one, this one, and then this last clip. So these three, which one do you want to review first? What would make the most sense?
Whichever one you want.
Okay. What would make more sense to the viewers to look at first? That way it makes sense in terms of
So that report right there was on the website, and that was just explaining what actually happened. Rhoda lied about everything, and the woman she was with told the detective, I don't think Rhoda was assaulted with a brick. The woman that was with Rhoda when it happened, she took her butt back to Minnesota because she didn't want to be a part of this scam. I want y'all to know that not even her family wanted to be involved in this. They didn't share any of the GoFundMes. They did not want anything to do with this case because they knew what she was doing was wrong. So her friend told the truth that that's not how it happened. Rhoda called up some people, they showed up, and then that's where all this happened. She even said that when Rhoda started to record, she told Rhoda, dial 911, why are you recording? Because she had to put on a show in order to get the money that she wanted from you guys. So again, this report is just actually telling y'all that she was drunk. If you look at Rhoda's history, every time she drinks, she gets into an altercation. Her ex-fiance said when they were overseas, his boys told her, don't bring her back. We don't like her. She was trying to fight with all his friends. And it was when she was drinking. She has a drinking problem. Just in 2023, before this happened, she got drunk and crashed her car. So again, I'm just trying to tell y'all that there's a history of when she drinks, she becomes the Hulk and wants to put her hands on people. And a lot of people are not going to let that happen. So this report was just breaking it down, saying that Rhoda wasn't honest. She hit someone first, and they responded with with a hit, and that's how she got hurt. So his force. One thing women need to know is that you can hit a man, but they're not going to hit you with the same level of pain. It's going to be worse. Mm-hmm. We are not men, so we shouldn't put our hands on them. So you can't sit there and get mad if you slap a man and he knocks you the fuck out, because he can't control the force he puts into it. If you hit him hard enough, you're going to get something in return. So there might be a lump, but that's your fault. Keep your hands to yourself. If you keep your hands to yourself, you won't have to deal with this kind of shit, right? So again, we have to remember that a man was assaulted. Mm-hmm. You feel me? It wasn't Rhoda. A man was assaulted because he had to defend himself from an aggressor, which was Rhoda. So at the end of the day, this report is just showing everybody that she lied and y'all paid her and y'all look dumb. So go ahead and go to the next one.
How about this one?
Okay, so that's just telling you guys that she had a warrant put out for her to face these charges.
Okay. And so that warrant was, when was it put out? The 11th?
Put out on 110.
110. Okay.
Yes.
Is there any update in terms of the warrant? Has she turned herself in?
No. So she has not. She was supposed to turn herself in the other night, but she didn't show up. Like I told everyone, I think Rhoda's going to turn herself in on the weekend. That's her type of thing. She likes to do things on a weekend. I've watched her pattern. The place that she was living at, we knew the last few addresses where she was at. She's not there. We also know she's been hanging around with the baby daddy. So at the end of the day, she's with someone, and whoever she's with, they can be an accomplice to this. When you are harboring a fugitive, you can go down too. So in Texas, it's not to be played with. So I always tell people, if you think it's worth your life, then go ahead and protect her. But knowing Rhoda, if they say, well, who else was helping you? I think she'd drop those names. So I'm just saying, if anyone knows where she's at, do the right thing, because she has to answer to what she did. There were times where I told Rhoda, tell the truth. You don't have to take this money. Before you take this money, please make sure you know what can happen if you're lying. So tell the truth. She had many opportunities to back out and say, you know what? I'm not going to take this GoFundMe money. I lied. But she didn't want to do that. For 4 months, she kept the lie going. So we have to hold her accountable. So that's why they said that she is wanted. They're looking for her. I don't think she left the state, because I'm sure that they're watching. So I just think that she's living with someone, or she's hanging with someone that the cops are not aware of.
And now you said, so I thought she was a lesbian.
So I think she did that to reach the LGBT community, because if you look at her history, she was dancing on men on her Facebook. She was giving them lap dances and shaking that BBL like it was, like it was Jello. And what I'm trying to say is that I think she said she was Somalian, all these different things. I'm a black woman, I'm a gay woman, I'm this and that. So she can reach those different communities. She knows that community is very big, and they will support you, whatever you do. And they don't care if it's something bad. They're still going to have your back. They're really dangerous. And if you say something against them, they will do everything they can to get you canceled. So I think she knew which communities to identify to, because that was going to help her get more money. Right. Okay. So with Rhoda back in the day, she didn't have no accent. She spoke like a normal person when she was riding for Biden and wanting him to be the president. There's a video of her speaking, and she spoke really eloquently. You wouldn't know that this is her. Now she sounds like she smokes Newports every minute. So what I'm saying is, she did the Michael Blackson. Michael Blackson had that fake accent, and then when Kat put him on blast, now he's talking with elegance and poise. So at the end of the day, you have to be yourself. You will be exposed. So I think she only said all those things to reach that community, because her ex-fiance said she didn't like no women when she was with me, right? So I'm just saying, I think she only used that to get that community's support.
Tap into those resources. Okay.
Yeah, it worked. Yes, it worked. Yeah, it worked.
How about this one?
Okay, so this one is I'm trying to look at this one. Order to surrender. Okay, so y'all know that she was in Jamaica. So all these people saying that she didn't do anything that would be considered as fraud. She told GoFundMe that the money was for medical bills, her rent, things like that she needed to live. But y'all saw her in strip clubs, fancy restaurants. She was just in Jamaica on a single trip, she called it, where she was paying $350 a night. And then she got into it with someone in Jamaica because they said she couldn't show her BBL on the beach. And then someone said, well, she wasn't really arguing at nobody. She was talking to herself, trying to cause more attention, trying to be a victim. So when she was in Jamaica vacationing, shaking her butt and spending all that money, what money you think, where do you think she got the money from? Because at the school, she's making less than $20,000 a year when she was working for her school. I looked that up. So we know that money came from GoFundMe, and she was using it to do all these trips. She went back to New York. She was celebrating, going into clubs, storing money. So, I mean, if you were watching her, she spent a lot of that money on trips. What happened to the doctor visits? Did anybody see Rhoda at a clinic getting a look, getting a scan? No. That's what the money was supposed to be for. Instead, she's buying jewelry, getting her makeup done, taking nude pictures. I mean, y'all, we have to wake up. So they're saying here that she needed to surrender her passports. They wanted her to surrender any visas. They don't want her going anywhere out of Harris County.
Wow. Okay. Understood. Okay. Yeah, that's good clarification on this document for sure. And then the last one I have is this one here.
So that was my police report that I filed back in September. So, a lot of people were under the impression that I made it up. You live in Illinois, so how can you file it in Texas? You have to start in your state, and then you have to get it sent over to them. That's the way it works. So that was just the initial police report. When I started working with the sergeant, I went back to the police and got it certified so it can get sent off to them so we can start working this case together. If you listen to some of my calls, I even told them, am I on the right path? They would say, yes, keep doing what you're doing. So when you file a case and then you send it over to them and tell them this is the case I have against her, they have to work it. They have to review it. It took a little bit because I'm not in Houston. And I wasn't the only one that reported her in Houston for the fraud. I was the only one who actually put action to it. We can't just call and say, I think she's lying. We have to show proof. We have to show cause because they're not going to do anything just off of your words. You have to show some action. So I just wanted them to know how serious I was about making sure this woman was held accountable.
Gotcha. What would you say the biggest piece of, I'll use a classic term, I guess, evidence you provided that really, got her implicated in this?
I would just say, I will honestly say if it wasn't for the Houston police, because I knew that I pissed off a lot of them, but they knew they knew I was going to keep calling. So they knew that if they didn't do their job, I was going to keep on, calling and figuring out what's wrong with the case. That is why I filed the report, because when I file a report and I send it to y'all, I have every right to check for an update, because now we all in this together, right?
Yeah.
So I knew that would be the only way that I can continue to call them without them saying, oh, we'll arrest you. The threats and stuff like that didn't scare me because I know you can't arrest me for wanting an update on a case that I'm now a part of. So I just feel like if it wasn't for, the sergeant giving me that freedom to call him and let him know what else I was getting, I don't think this case would have happened because a sergeant is over the detectives and you usually don't get to speak to that person. They're the busiest out of everybody, right? He gave me his time. The first conversation we had was almost 2 hours. Do you think a sergeant has 2 hours? So we had a lot to talk about. We even talked about the girl in Houston who lied about that napkin being under her door handle. Anybody know any updates on that? Because she lied and y'all gave her money, all that attention. And when she went to the hospital, they just said it was a panic attack. But all of y'all people online thought that someone was really going to sex traffic this woman in front of her husband. We have to use logic, people. And he even remembered that case because I said she lied about that too. That shit didn't happen. How you gonna sit there and toss the napkin when it can be analyzed? Y'all feel what I'm saying? And then when I asked for an update on that, he said, yeah, she lied. So I'm just saying, guys, when women lie and get away with it, other women like Rhoda think, okay, I'm gonna change up my lie and see if it works. And it worked.
It worked.
So I did. Yes, sir.
So what the money itself? Were people refunded from her or did GoFundMe do the refunding?
So GoFundMe has to eat the money that she already spent. That's the whole point of the charge because Rhoda still has to pay that. We know she's not going to be able to pay it. So I honestly feel like Rhoda's going to get some time. When I say this, Carly Russell got 2 misdemeanors, right? I still feel like that wasn't enough. It angers me that the whole world was looking for this bald-headed heifer and they spent all this money. They had dogs, birds. They had all these people looking for her, all they gave her was 2 misdemeanors. You can get a misdemeanor for stealing a piece of gum. I don't think that was a misdemeanor offense. It would have been, to me, felony offense. If that had been a black man that said he saw a baby crip walking on the side of the street and he saved the baby's life and then something and he lied, I think they would have gave him a felony and they would have gave him some years in prison. And people can quote me on that all they want. But I just feel like because they gave her a slap on the wrist, that was probably motivation for people like Rhoda to say, you know what? She did worse. So what I'm doing, it isn't the same because they don't got to go looking for me. I'm right here. So it allows women to say, well, maybe I can do it and get away with it. So ask yourself why Carly Russell got 2 misdemeanors and Rhoda's looking at a felony. When the police said that they spent over $100,000 trying to look for Carly Russell, don't you think that's a felony level offense?
Man, that's a lot of money.
Talk to me. They spent over $100,000 on resources trying to find that bald-headed heifer. I knew she was lying when they said the wig was in the car. Ain't no black woman gonna leave that wig in the car. If you find me, the wig gonna be intact. So all I'm saying is at first I thought maybe she's telling the truth, but when I looked deeper into it, it didn't make any sense at all. And I said, I know this woman about to get at least a year in prison. So when they didn't give her any time like that, it bothered me a little bit because I think we as women, we get all these favors. It just isn't right. And that catapults more women to lie because they know I'm not doing as bad as what she did. So I shouldn't get that crazy time because she didn't get crazy time. Women look at stuff like that. They really do. So I honestly think when Rhoda is booked and she's given some years in prison, I think that will slow down the GoFundMe scams. Real talk. Because I'm telling you, when they see how deep this was, and now GoFundMe is going to start moving differently too when you create these campaigns. So not only did this stop Rhoda from being able to do it on her own, but GoFundMe is finally going to move differently. Like I've been saying from the beginning, people shouldn't just be able to create a campaign just off of words. GoFundMe should require documentation supporting the story. So if I say a man punched me in the eye, they should require a police report. And they should be able to verify it before they release the campaign and let people send money. They got to do better. That's what I think. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I think one thing you highlighted that I just want to acknowledge is when people are doing things for good in a righteous way, right? But then we have the few who are abusing these systems, GoFundMe, et cetera, it makes it so much more difficult for the people that actually need the help. And I feel like we lose sight of those people that actually need assistance, you know?
So, and to let you guys know, I verified. So if anybody ever heard of Alicia Nelson on GoFundMe, she's the mother who was diagnosed with cancer and is leaving 4 kids behind. Someone sent me her GoFundMe. It was at $900. And a lot of these blog pages like the Shade Room and the Spiritual World, they were telling her they would share it, but she'd have to pay. That right there should tell y'all how the Shade Room and how these pages move. This woman is dying and leaving behind 4 kids. The Shade Room will post something that I put out there, right? A text receipt for free, but they won't share this woman's GoFundMe that's dying. And you're supposed to be black-based and black people. These pages don't give a fuck about y'all. They don't. They only care about drama because the drama gets them the likes. So the page was sent to me. I verified this woman's story. She was telling the truth, and I put it on my page. And she went from $900 to almost $700,000.
Wow.
And she even said on her GoFundMe, did a video saying, Daphne, you were the reason. I was not the reason. I just shared it and got other people to do the right thing. Then all these people came out the woodwork sharing her page, and Sean King comes out of the woodworks. All these pages who wouldn't have gave her the chance if she reached out to them directly. And that was a real GoFundMe. That woman raised enough money so her kids would be able to live. 4 kids is a lot. So what I'm saying is I also help GoFundMes that are real because those people need the help. But I'm going to verify. I don't care how sad the story is. I will verify. There was a black man who defended a black woman and got killed over it. And his GoFundMe didn't even raise close to where Rhoda's raised. That made me cry because this man defended a black woman and he only raised like $15K. And the man took, he had a whole clip emptied out on him. And y'all only gave him $15K. And
in the Target, right? Target or Walmart.
Terry. And Terry was about to go into the armed forces. He was leaving behind a wife and kids. He defended this woman at Walmart who knew that she had a crazy ex-boyfriend and didn't warn anybody that he was showing up to Walmart. He shows up to Walmart. Terry sees her being, pushed. Nobody stands in, so he does. And the guy shoots him to death. And then when they did the GoFundMe, black women were like, well, what's the proof that he's dead? We need more proof. I don't believe this story. I have to see the facts. They even showed the stream of his funeral and they still didn't believe it. Well, how'd they pay for the funeral? So why do they need $15,000? I'm telling you, but yet y'all want these black men to protect y'all. Ain't that crazy? Y'all didn't question Rhoda like that, but y'all questioned Terry and his family like that. So I reposted the GoFundMe and then went up another $20,000. So at the end of the day, I'm going to ride for Black men and women when you're doing the right thing. If you're doing the wrong thing, don't come my way. I'm not going to help you. I would never help you. So in order for us to do better, we have to hold ourselves accountable, and we have to call out shit that isn't right, because you would want it happening to you. You know, there was a woman out there that said that I touched on kids. Do you know how that made me feel? I was ready to go to war because I've never done nothing like that. That's a harsh allegation, but she knew saying that to me would hurt me because that's damaging. So I had to dox her and tell her, if you want to keep your job, retract what you said. You're not going to sit here and put that thing on me like that. When I've worked with kids and I've helped kids, I talk to kids. There's a lot of kids that email me, and I tell people not to email me if you're under 18. And these kids still email me saying, can you help me because my mom can't? How do I wipe properly? How do I shower properly? Is this right? My mom said this is the way I need to do things. And I can't even respond to them because they're minors. So I'm just saying, I try to do what I can to help people. And it would hurt these parents if they knew that their 13 and 14-year-old kids look up to me as their mother. Yeah, it's crazy. Y'all not doing your jobs, ladies. Y'all got to do better. I've never had a guy tell me, well, yeah, you know, or a boy tell me, yeah, my dad isn't doing a good job. Can you help me? It's girls, and they're talking about their mothers. So clearly, I'm doing something. Oh, Daphne, I've been a watcher of yours. I'm only 13 years old. I know you said that you don't, respond to minors, but I'm in a dangerous situation. Things like that, I'm going to come through. And I'm not going to post it online because she's a minor. But I want y'all to know that a lot of these young kids, they come to me because they love what I'm doing. And these are kids. How come kids give me more love than adults? Adults call me snitches. These kids say I'm saving their lives. So if y'all don't like what I'm doing, that's fine. But know that I'm trying to impact the youth behind me to make sure that they have a great way of life and they're doing it the right way. So y'all might not like what I do, but know that a lot of kids love what I do. I don't like having young kids as my supporters because they shouldn't be on YouTube and stuff. But when they tell me things and they need my advice, I can only do what I'm legally allowed to do. And I would always tell them, you need to call somebody at your school, talk to your counselor, because I am not allowed to talk to you because you're a minor. Now, if you want to have your dad or someone reach out to me and give me permission, that's different. But a lot of them don't even know where their dad is because the mom won't let them see him. So again, I try to bring families together too. I help men and women on child support cases. If you need help serving someone, I do a lot of stuff outside of this. Offline, I'm Daphne. I'm not the queen of accountability. I'm Daphne. I'm human. So when people need help with child support, I give them advice so they don't have to pay someone to lie to them. So I do a lot of stuff outside of this, but people don't believe me because it's not televised. Well, it is what it is. But know that I'm out here fighting for Black men
Daphne,
and women.
question. Can you be hired to do like PI work or anything of that nature?
I still do PI work. I'm not going to lie to y'all. And I do it on the side because I used to do it for a living. So if a woman reaches out to me and says, I think I'm being cheated on and I think he's doing this, and it's a story that I'm able to help her with, I'm going to help her. And a lot of the people that come to me, they don't have $1,000 an hour to pay someone to hide in a bush. They don't have that. So I give them the best advice and I help them the best way I can where it's not hurting them.
Okay.
That's what I do. I won't charge somebody an arm and a leg, but yeah, if they needed my help with a case and I had the time, I would help them. Yeah.
How can they get in touch? Like, what would you prefer? Like, if somebody was serious, maybe it's a child support case, etc. Do you take on things where like justice needs to be, the truth needs to be revealed? How would they be able to get in touch with you?
So I always tell people I am not a licensed therapist. I'm not a police officer. I'm none of these legal advisors. I am a human person. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm a life coach. I work with a lot of people, but
and you care.
I just want people to understand because people think that I go out there and throw these titles out there and I don't. I offer you free advice. So if a man or a woman was going through child support and they didn't want to pay an attorney to tell them something that they kind of already know, I will give you that advice for free because I won't. A lot of the things y'all need help with, I won't even charge you because it's not right to charge. So if someone tells me, Daphne, I have a case coming up in 2 weeks, can you give me some advice? That's free. I got you. I'll tell you how to help your case, what not to do in court. Because when I worked for the state and I was going to people's houses, going to court cases, I saw how these men and female judges moved. I learned their mannerisms and I knew when someone was going to get, 50-50 custody and when they weren't going to get 50-50 custody. So going to court, most of the court cases I attended, the female was the judge. And I always tell men, when you're facing a female judge, you have to act and move a certain way because they're already emotional. They could have got into it with a man on the road. So they already hate you. So you have to know how to move. And I give them all the cheat sheets for free because I don't feel like they should be charged for that. And an attorney would tell you, just let me do all the speaking. And sometimes you have to know when you're being cheated and when someone actually wants you to get 50% of your child, 50% of the time. So all I'm saying is I do a lot of free stuff too. So if you're interested, my email is men_tal health@yahoo.com. And before you go into that email, make sure you're telling the truth. That email is monitored. So if you do try to send a threat, it'll go right to the police. I'm not dealing with the crap. If you try to send me a threat, your IP will be ran. I warn you guys this because I don't want you to think I'm out here just, doxing people. But if you send me a death threat or send me something that is outrageous to my email, you will be held accountable. And I don't care if you have kids. I don't care if you have a job that you love. You had all that before you hit send. So I tell people, please be careful what you send me because you will be held accountable. If you really need help, I will help you. But if you're there trying to be funny, like they are here on YouTube, these fake pages that they create with one subscriber, I can find out who you are behind the YouTube too, but it's not worth my time. I know a lot of these people are losers in real life, and they get kicks off of creating fake accounts to terrorize people doing the right thing. But then when you put them on blast, you're all of a sudden a snitch or you're crazy. So I won't entertain all these trolls because it'll be too many. But I will say that if you want the smoke, send me an email saying something crazy, and I'll show you my skills. And I always tell people, I'm not about to sit here and argue with y'all or play with y'all, but when you're behind a fake page, I already know you're scared because I'm not behind a fake page. I'm a real person. You're not. So at the end of the day, if you have to create a fake page to troll me, then I already know that you're pussy. That's the way I live by it. And if you're a man trying to get me to say something crazy, that's what my husband is here for. I will never argue or cuss a man out anymore. I have a husband for that. So just know that I am protected, not just by my husband, but a whole bunch of black men love me and they will ride for me. So please don't throw your life away doing some dumb shit. It's not worth it. If you don't like what I'm doing online, block me. But we don't have to go back and forth when I'm out here trying to do the right thing. So, yes, sir.
Understood. So men_tal health@yahoo.com.
Yes,
if you
sir.
want some advice, some assistance, some guidance of things that she's privy to, she's more than willing.
I got you. Yeah.
So
if any of your followers have a question or anything for me, I can answer that right now too. I still have a few more minutes. It's up to you.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people might have a question and I don't mind answering. So
let's do this. Yeah. So guys, put it in the super chat form. It's easier to navigate that way. Daphne, I'll read some super chats. Maybe throughout the super chats, there may be a question or two. Real quick. Remember, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to her IG. Please follow. Put a 1 in the chat once you have done so. Dada with the the $10 super sticker. Appreciate you, my brother. Ashton Weens with the $5 says, Daphne had my Facebook jumping like Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti show.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't listen to
Yo
Gotti.
Gotti. Yo Gotti tough. I like Yo Gotti.
I don't really listen to him.
That it's doing well.
Yeah, I think that's what that means. Yeah. Ashton a little bit younger, so that's probably definitely what that means.
Yeah, read his. Yeah.
Ashton Weems. So we got about 10. So we got 18 of them. So I'm gonna read them all.
Yes,
Ashton Weems at $5 says, women bring up her mother when she called them out. Women show feminists wasn't never hitting on shit. I'm with the missus, quote unquote. I knew you would say that.
Okay, it's I figured you would say that.
Okay. Oh, he's saying what you tell. Okay. Those are your two.
That's my line.
Slogan.
Yeah, my line on social media when I'm about to get someone, I say I figured you would say that, and I hit them with some facts. But he is absolutely right. These women will bring up the death of my mother, and we're still fighting this case in court as we speak. So a lot of these women know that I grew up without my mother and she passed away, and they use that to try to bait me into saying, oh, I beat you up. Oh, I'm running to the police. I've had women do that. And that's why I currently, me and my husband, like I said, when I broke this news about Rhoda, there's a couple of people in this atmosphere, both Black, who challenged me, and they came at me and they bullied and harassed me for weeks talking about my mother. And when I replied, they ran to court. When my husband replied, they ran to court. So when I broke the Rhoda case, Rhoda then went and posted 2 court cases out of New Jersey for me and my husband. Those are real cases. I stand 10 toes down on that case. It's a virtual court case. that we both have to attend, because when the guy insulted my dead mother on 2 YouTube videos, I responded 2 days later and he ran to the courthouse. I'm not ashamed of what I said. I will say it even louder. I always tell people, do not talk about my mother, especially if you didn't know her, and don't spread lies about my mother when you don't even know her. He spreaded lies, and he's a licensed individual doing this, so people believed it. And then when it got wind to me, I responded 2 days later, and he ran to court and put me and my husband both on the docket. So I'm not afraid of this case. It's a virtual petty disorderly case that we will win. So just know that when you're holding people accountable, harassment will always be brought up when you're holding them accountable. And I'm not ashamed. Like I said, I don't have not one criminal record in my life. So it's easier for someone with no priors to be brought to a courthouse and them thinking that, well, she terrorizes people. Well, we don't have a record of that. So it just sounds like someone that's mad that they were held accountable. So yeah.
100%. Hank with the $2 says, shout out to Celebrity for using the word heifers. That's Hank. That's his favorite word. Ashton Weems with the $5 says, she stopped the guy from losing his job from false accusations. Much love, Daphne. You have my Facebook turned.
Yes, and I know who he's talking about. It's on my Instagram, and unfortunately, the name of the person that I helped is the name of is the same name of the person that actually has taken me and my husband to court. It's a guy, and they both have the same name. But this man, he was working at this job, and he told a woman she looked nice. She took that to HR, and he got fired. He left for a rose, and she put that together that he might have left the rose too. And all he said was, you look nice today. And she got him fired. And this man is a hardworking man. And when she got him fired, she went into a private group laughing about it and teasing him. And I did my job and got it over to that job, letting them know that, she did this just to be funny. And she also said that if the guy had made 6 figures, she wouldn't have gotten him fired. So that told me that he really wasn't a pervert to her. He just wasn't making enough money for her. So when I sent that over to that job, they released her and gave him back his job. So at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I can for people. And a lot of the stuff I get comes out of groups. And I just felt like in that light, that man deserved to have his job back. Now, I can see if he was like stalking her and, oh, you smell good and stuff like that. All he said was, you look nice today. And to me, that is it's such a nice compliment. It's not too much. And she ran with that and got HR to believe that he was harassing her. So yeah, I got that man his job back, and I'm glad I was able to help him.
Indeed. Devin D with the $2 says, protect this woman. Steppenwolf with the $5 super chat says, what up though, Hamp? No one cares about men. Yeah, man. Steppenwolf with the $10 says, Hamp, that's that reverse consent I was talking about. Yeah, I remember. But Big Salute was popping with his $2 says, there is one getting attention at the gym that get mad. Yeah, that's when we were talking about those TikTok trends, with those gym ones as well. B Sammy with the $2 says, Daphne, quote unquote, figure you would say that. Salute to you. So he got it right.
I heard that.
Shout out to B Sammy.
Thank you.
Uncle Rick was popping with the $5 says, be out here blessing scammers, while real folks who actually help people can't get any support or assistance.
I felt that, Ricky. I felt that in my soul, man. I felt that, when Rhoda was, when that case was going on with Rhoda, there were a lot of people that needed help for like cancer and all type of stuff. Then their GoFundMes weren't moving. Her GoFundMe was popping. So yeah, I get what you're saying, man.
Indeed. Hank with the $2 says, shout out to the sister Celebrity for doing God's work.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Marcus Evans with the $10 says, yo, bro, Hamp, you were dope as a panelist yesterday. Thank you, bro. Great job. You two multi-dimensional. Damn. You two multi-dimensional with this shit. I appreciate you, my brother. And have this young lady on the show sometime. Yeah. We got to have the Queen of Accountability come back when we do a panel, man. That's going to be a riot.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yes,
so one of your moderators, the Red Pill Ranger, he said, don't fall for it. I'm a female Derek Jackson. That is total disrespect. Can you elaborate on how I'm a female Derek Jackson? Tell me what I'm doing that relates to Derek Jackson. I actually got a strike on Derek Jackson last year for sharing my content and not giving me credit. So I got him in trouble. But can someone explain to me how I'm the same as him? What am I doing to pander to men? I would love to know that. Please? You can't say an allegation like that and not stand 10 toes down with evidence. So can you tell me how I'm like Derek Jackson? Because I don't like that man at all. So please explain to me what I'm doing that's the same as what he does, please.
Okay. Yeah.
He's your moderator, so he's gonna have to tell me why he said that, because that's an insult to me.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm sure he'll respond. We'll read the rest, and then once he responds, we'll put that on the screen.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Snuggles, what's popping with the $2? Says make sure no OnlyFans is included. So, there's something happened last week where a woman was saying so many things, not along the lines of you, but just like manosphere talking points, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was a younger woman saying the same talking points a lot of the men say, so the men were enamored by it, with her only being 20, 21 years old. It then later came out that she had an OnlyFans. She was doing, I guess that would be considered sex work on OnlyFans.
Right.
And so it kind of tarnished her reputation. So this is like an inside joke, just to give you perspective on why he said that. What we know podcast with a $5 says Celebrity podcast is doing the Lord's work. Salute. TQOA. What does that stand for?
The Queen of Accountability.
Oh, duh.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. It's a long title. And guys, I promise you, I didn't want this long title, but when you lose all your pages, you have to change it up. So yeah. I like Celebrity better because it was short, but I can't use that name anymore.
Yeah, no doubt. Devin D with the $2 says this situation might save her ass from being off. He's talking about the brick lady. That's what you said too. Getting her from doing this type of just this scamming, because people, like you said, they do not play about their money, especially if they're giving you their last because they hope the best for you, you know?
Yep.
Ashton with the $5 says, I know Hank laying in bed naked, eating snacks, smiling, listening to Daphne say heifer.
Hey, that's what they used to call us, right? I mean, you know, our grandmothers wasn't going to let us leave the house looking crazy. She's going to go back and do it again. You messed up on this one. Go try it again. They called us wenches. They called us everything like that. So we learn young to do better. So yeah.
Indeed. Nav with the $5 says, Hamp, what up? Yo, ask her if she handled child support cases. Asking for a friend. Laughing out loud.
When you say handle, I don't handle it like I'm an attorney, but I can give you advice, free advice on how to handle your case. I hope that helps.
Yeah, this is so I saw this, Daph. That's when I asked. So this conjured that question. So Nav, I hope you got the info. The dating pool roast reaction with the $2 says, how the black folks always find scammers with ease.
Because we grew up around it. You know, back in the, scamming didn't just start now. Back in the day, people scammed. And like I was telling people on my podcast, I'm right now working with a woman who scammed for many, many years. And I'm writing a book called The 12 Scams of a Woman. This woman here, she makes Rhoda look like, I don't even know what to compare Rhoda to. Small time. This woman scammed for a living and has made hundreds and thousands of dollars lying to men. And the scams that she did, I wasn't even aware existed. And the only reason why she stopped scamming is because she almost had her head cut off with a machete. And that was like her call to glory. I'm gonna stop. But the information that she's given me, I think it can help anybody, especially men, because she did this to men. She would actually enlist women to help her because some of the scams took more than one woman. I want y'all to know this stuff, and I'm going to make sure that she gives me everything I need so I can show it to you guys. And that way we can be more vigilant when we out there, because the stuff she did is brilliant. I mean, they need to do a movie with her, but she is so embarrassed about what she did, and there are people that want her dead. I'm going to be her voice. So I just want y'all to know that I'm working with the woman who changed her life because she almost lost it. It's dangerous out here. So she said, what Rhoda's doing, that ain't nothing. I could have gave Rhoda all the good stuff and she would have been good right now. So I'm just glad she's not doing it no more. But the stuff she was doing, it was very, very dangerous. And I hope I can help somebody with that.
Indeed. We can certainly learn from that, right?
Yes.
For sure. Sean Brewer with the 10 says, Sup, Hamp, Daphne is the GOAT. I've been following her for years. This is a great interview. She needs more attention because this is how you change women's behavior. I applaud this.
Shit like that.
And it's coming from a man. So when people tell me they've been following me for years, and then you got these trolls saying she's a female Derek Jackson or she has her OnlyFans. Come on, you guys. If any of that was true, like I tell people, if I was doing something unethical or fraud, I would have been exposed by now. I've been ruthless out here in these Facebook streets. But when you know that you're innocent and you haven't done nothing wrong, you have nothing to hide. I don't mind telling my story about how I came about and all this stuff here because I have nothing to hide. It's about growth, right? So, Sean, that really made my day, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to the brother Sean, man. Wife School Podcast with the $5 says, I love what you're doing, Mrs. Sutton. You're a beacon. Forget Marvel. You're the real Avenger.
Oh wow. The Wife School Podcast. I'm gonna have to check her out. I appreciate that. I really do. I mean, these titles y'all give me, I appreciate it. I just want, like I said, the goal is for everybody to eat. Like I said, when I do shows with people who are higher than me, I still treat them the same because we're people. You're not, to me, I don't judge you off of your subscribers. I don't do that. I like to see what content you're putting out there. A lot of people get these subscribers because they post drama and messy stuff. But how many people are trying to help people with their bills or help people with their child support case? Some of the things that we can do for people, it can go a long way, y'all. We don't have to always post drama to get people riled up. Let's post something positive and see where it goes. I mean, I just wish that we were just not just one-sided. I think that's why my page is so small, because I point out everything, not just one thing. So
yeah, no, 100%. 100%. King Louis with the 2000 says, this woman is awesome.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Thank you.
Sean, indeed. Sean
Where's
Brewer.
King Louis from?
Huh? Where King Louis from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure he'll put it in the chat. Sean Brewer with the $5 says, Hamp, please bring Dana on here with her, because Dana was really believing that chick with the brick. That we did a show on it when it first came out, and one of the ladies on the panel was just so adamant that, you know, against men shouldn't have been applauded, men shouldn't have been saying it was fake because she got hit with a brick, etc., etc. That's the context of that. Blue Collar Underdog, what's up? With the $2 says, much respect, Hamp, appreciate you, and flowers for the queen.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Blue Collar. Like I said, you have some wonderful, wonderful subscribers. I thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%, man. Prime, what up, Prime? With the $5 says, I remember Daphne.
I love Prime, man. Prime, man. I love seeing your name. Prime is the truth. Thank you, Prime. Go ahead, dear. I'm sorry.
No problem. I remember Daphne from Facebook back in 2014.
Yes.
She's legit.
He knows.
It looked like, women have been sending her death threats for years.
This man been following me for 10 years. If that don't tell y'all anything, and I told y'all I was in troll groups in 2013. So a lot of these men can vouch that I've been the same. Ask Prime. I have not changed anything about what I do. So that should tell y'all that in 10 years, I'm solid. But that still won't be enough for people to believe that I'm a real person. They're going to still say all the little negative things. But Prime, I love you, Prime. Thank you for always being in my corner. 10 years strong. Thank you.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I do. And Red Pill Ranger, you know, he's a good brother. He hits the panel. I am wondering why he would compare you to Derek Jackson, though.
Oh, no, he answered. He said he was gonna say something, but he said I was crazy. So I guess that's the answer.
Oh, wait, what was it? Sorry, Daph, say one more time.
He said that he was going to say something, but he said that I was crazy, so he's not gonna speak.
Oh. Well, yeah,
that's typically what women do. Like they say something really like major, and then when I to elaborate, I'm all of a sudden I'm crazy. But what you said was even crazier because you don't know me. Derek Jackson puts on small shirts and tells women, you are faultless. Tell me how I'm the same as him. I didn't cheat on my husband. I didn't sleep with 100 men. So how are we the same? I don't ask you guys for money. I don't ask you guys to buy my book after I tell you a lie. So how are we the same? He stole from me. That's the crazy thing. I don't understand how I can be compared to him. I mean, compare me to anybody but him. Like, I don't like that man and he don't like me. And he really don't like me because I got him a strike last year. I don't play those games, but I don't know how me and him are the same. And if I'm doing something that is like the same as him, I'm gonna fix that. But I don't see what I'm doing that relates to him. But I guess we'll never find out what he meant.
Yeah, because I did not. I don't know if I would assume I've seen a Derek Jackson video, you know, just like scrolling, but I felt like he pandered, right? Is that wasn't that his brand? Like,
yes, sir.
And what I heard from you is these cases, you essentially looked for if they were legitimate or not, or if people were saying things that could be detrimental to somebody's life, you would research it and expose the truth. I don't know if that lines up, but maybe I'm missing something. That's why I wish he would have said it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not seeing the correlation.
Well, one of your other mods, Trey, he said Daphne cool, but she is a reminder that y'all put too much of y'all life on social media. Might want to pull back. Nobody should be able to get the type of info she gets on people. That's crazy. That's like you telling people, don't. Here's the thing. I would never bother anyone if they were doing the right thing, Trey. Are you not correlating that with what I'm trying to say? What I'm saying, if a woman is online or a man is online lying, for instance, there was a woman who was allowing her toddler to smoke weed, right? So when you say people are putting too much of their life, she did that from a private page. It's just that the tools that I have, I can make that page unprivate. So what I'm saying is, you're telling people not to put their life out there. They're not putting their life out there. They're doing these from fake accounts, and they don't know that they can still be found. So what I want Trey to understand is that if people are doing wrong online, you're telling them continue to do wrong, but make sure it's your life is hidden. Trey, that's not the way the world works, sir. When you're on this digital web, Facebook and Instagram, anybody can be found. It's called social media. It's called the World Wide Web. No one is exempt. How do you think the cops are able to get into y'all Facebooks on First 48 without y'all giving them the information? Are y'all really going to sit up here and say it's not hard to catch somebody? We have to start using those brains that God gave us. Stop making excuses for these people that are doing wrong. Stop that. As a black man, you should be commending me for catching these people that are putting you black men in prison. When are y'all going to realize what I'm doing is not wrong? Y'all act like I'm out there waiting for someone to post good morning, and then I'm going to dox them and say you work at Starbucks. No, but if you're doing something that puts a kid or a life in danger, I am coming for you. Sorry if that's bad to you, but it's not bad to me. We have to do better.
Indeed, we got a few more. Let me see. The dating pool rose reaction with the $5 says everything is believed by men as long as it goes against women. Scuba Gooden Jr. with it. What's up with the $10 says the brother Jew from the V Daily Wrap Up Crew podcast got shot at the end of the year. His GoFundMe is sitting at $22K after weeks, and that heifer got $40K scamming in days.
That's true.
I don't know this story.
I don't either, but I'm gonna look it up. I don't mind sharing other GoFundMes, but yeah, I know a lot of people get upset when you see somebody died defending someone, and then they only raise like a few thousand on GoFundMe. Like I told you, the guy Terry who defended that woman at Walmart and got the clip emptied on him, women were saying, well, he raised enough to bury him, so why are we asking for more money? And I said, ooh, but when Rhoda kept increasing her amount, y'all didn't mind because she was a woman assaulted with a brick and she has a son. But Terry has 2 kids and y'all didn't give a damn. So it bothers me how women would sit there and fact check a man that needs help, but a woman, you show some boogers and you let your eyelash droop a little bit and women are reaching deep into their pockets. It's crazy, man. It is.
It's crazy. Damn. Hold on 1 second. Old Mac with the 20 ball says just show some love to Daphne and DJ here. Indeed, man.
And this is the person that set this up for us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to Omac. I want to say thank you because he called me and I picked up. People get surprised when they call me, when they go to my website and then the number is there for you to call. They call me and they're surprised when I pick up. Well, I'm a human. Y'all act like I'm just like a billionaire or something. I do pick up when people call. This mental health line is important. So I figure if someone calls me, it's important. So if I have the time, I'm going to pick up. So thank you to Omac for being professional and setting all this up. I do appreciate you. Thank you for your support. You are a really good person.
100%. And I appreciate him for believing in me to conduct it appropriately. And Daph, I 100% agree. Like my Instagram, people send ideas, they'll send like, hey, do this subject. And I always respond, even if it's just a double tap. I think it's very important, that you respond to the people because they're invested and they care. People largely care, but it's the 1 or 2 that just try to troll or say the wrong things. And sometimes we get deterred and we can't,
We do. And I know that a troll's job is to say something that's going to cause someone to react out of pocket. That's their job. I was in those troll groups in 2013 and I left it in that year, but you still got people that still are grown and they still do it because that makes their life better. They wake up to trolling, they go to sleep to trolling. That isn't something that I do. I don't troll people. Like I said, if I was doing anything that was unethical, someone would have exposed me by now. All the stuff I've been doing to people, you don't think that someone would have put my life out there and said, she's really a fraud? No one's going to Derek Jackson me because I'm not doing anything wrong. It's not gonna happen. When you're doing things that are right, this comes with the territory, lies and all these stories about you. But if that was the truth, y'all would have been saying this way before the Rhoda stuff. So don't use Rhoda as an opportunity to try to dim my light. It won't work.
Yeah. 100%. Matt P with the $2 says, good content, good woman, good work. Indeed, bro.
Shit like that.
Thank you.
Shit like that.
The Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says, I was going to answer her question until she said I have to. This woman energy is crazy, but I respect your platform and just go run some errands. No, you weren't. Well, she just asked clarification. But shout out the Red Pill Ranger. But yeah, it was clarification on the comparison. That's all.
I mean, what if I said you remind me of someone that isn't looked at right now as being positive? You're basically saying I'm a bad person. I mean, Derek Jackson did some really bad things. He really did. So to compare me to someone who is like the lowest of the low, that is an insult to me. So forgive me if I responded to you in a way that you didn't like. But just think about what you just said to me. That was the ultimate disrespect, what you said to me, because I'm nothing like that man. And then when I ask you to elaborate, you try to say I'm crazy. Like, he sounds just like these women that I go out with. It's wild. So you saying that this is a good man, his approach was not right at all. You're not going to sit there and compare me to a bad person. It's like me saying, you remind me of Rhoda. You think someone's going to say, thank you. Oh my gosh, you saying that I remind you of a cheating ass liar? That is so disrespectful to me and my husband. I mean, come on, bro. You got to do better than that.
Yeah.
Don't run now that I put you on blast. And now he wants to say something else too. He sent you another one. Go ahead and read that.
All right, let's read. We're going to keep working our way down. All right, Daph?
Yep.
Skinny Boy 20 Boy with the $5. The dating pool roast reactions derailing the conversation with bullshit. That's why we can't get anywhere now. Don't cry when women are held accountable. Cellulite. I fixed that. I hit you with the wrench. Pause. With the 20 ball says, showing support, G. As always, keep the content value and quality high. I got you. From Detroit and back, high praise to you and your work. Also, I'm wrenchless, bro. We need to talk. I fixed it, bro. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Shalom to you, too. Sun-kissed in a building. The Red Pill Ranger with the $10 says, researching, doxing, exposing is as a civilian is crazy as hell. And some stalker shit. Respect privacy or join the FBI. Just because you have the ability to do something don't mean you should.
So clearly he's upset. This is an emotional response, and I'm not going to give him an answer. I explained to you guys what I do. Maybe he came in late and didn't catch what I do. Doxing, it's a crime when you're putting that out in the public. When I dox people that, let's say, threaten me, I send it to what you call the police, right? So you're telling me what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. That is not up to you at all. If I was doing the crime of doxing people for sport, I would be in jail. It is a crime in many states that can hold up to some prison time. I've been doing this for years and I have not one blemish on my record. So clearly when I'm doxing the right way and sending it to the right people. And I've not been challenged on it yet. But thank you for your response.
Indeed. Matt P with the $2 says, you good, girl. Next time he on a panel, I'm dropping him. So Daph, I don't know if you know, like if somebody's on the panel, like let's say I drop the link, right, and everybody can join us.
Mm-hmm.
They can pay like $20 and that person will get taken off the panel for 20 minutes. That's what Matt's referring to. If you didn't know. And then the Bell with 5,000 with the $5. What's popping? He says, Daphne, what you think about Umar Simp Johnson getting behind the big brick face tramp? A pandering black man can't be trusted. You got any thoughts on this, Daph?
Well, we all knew that he was going to get behind her because that gets him attention. He's no different than the conscious Lee. You got men out here that even when a woman is proven to be a liar, they will still stand behind her because that keeps that female base. You know, women, if they feel like you're not with them, they will leave you, right? They'll stop following you. That's why, for instance, Derek Jackson, when this case broke with him, he still kept his followers because he was telling people what they wanted to hear. Umar, the country seed, they're all the same. They will tell a woman what they want to hear even when they're wrong. That keeps that female base. Most of them get the cash apps and stuff from females. It's easier to lie to a female than a man. See, a man ain't gonna let you do that. But a female, I'm beautiful. I don't need to work out. I'm not wrong. I love you. Here's a cash app. So him being behind Rhoda is just to hike up his numbers. And Rhoda don't even realize that because, you know, she lied and she's scared. So she doesn't care who's in her corner. But we all know why these big pages are still backing her, because they want to keep their female fan base. And see, me, I'm not trying to please the people. I'm trying to put the truth out. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. YKS with the $5 says, there are plenty of vindictive women who've been praying for Daphne's downfall. Keep being great, celebrity. Hamp 2024 is off to a great start. Stay blessed. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Very true. They've been trying to get me off the air for a very long time, and they have not succeeded. So just so you guys know, again, a lot of people might not like the art of finding out where someone is, but if you were online and someone threatened to, let's say, kill you and your family, right? I'm almost positive people are not going to say, well, you have yourself a blessed day, and they're going to go on with their life. You have to take threats online seriously, because there are crazy people out there that will do what they said they're going to do because they hate you that much. It happens every day. So whenever someone threatens me, or if they say you're going to be laying next to your mother, that's a death threat. I'm going to dox you. If that is something that somebody else is against, I don't give a damn. But you're not going to say a death threat to me and think I'm going to take it lightly, because that person could be actually saying what they're going to do, and then I end up dead. That's not going to work. So again, if you say something to me, that is the only time I will dox you. That is the only time when my life is in jeopardy, because I got to get it to the right department. But if anyone sees that as me being wrong, I don't care. I'm doing what's going to protect me and my family. You feel me? In order to know where that threat came from, you have to do your research. So again, if you threaten a cop, do you think he's going to say, have a good day? Hell to the no. So again, if people don't like what I'm doing, that's fine. But I'm going to keep doing it because I haven't been in trouble for it, because I'm not doing it in the way that can get you locked up. So again, respect what I do. If you don't like what I do, that's fine. But don't accuse me. Don't say I'm doing something that isn't right when I know that you're not happy and you don't like what I'm doing. So it's always going to be wrong in your eyes. And I can respect your opinion, but I don't have to accept it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Elite T with the $5 says, public information is not quote unquote snitch. If that's the case, then Google snitch all day. Get the fuck out of here.
I like him. He's right. He's right. Sometimes you can Google someone's name and bam, all the information is right there. That's why I said the internet is dangerous. So it doesn't matter if I'm doing it or someone else is doing it. It can be done. It can be done. And when Rhoda did this, everybody in the world was trying to be a detective, right? Because when you say something like that, it opens the door for people to do research. If you don't want people in your life, post it exclusively to just your friends. But people can't do that. They post it to the world because they want the world to know. Then when the world is in their business, now you're in my business and you're doxing me. It doesn't work like that. So if you don't want people in your business, shut the fuck up and stop posting it publicly. Problem solved. Problem solved. Wow. When I posted to just my family, nobody got that information because I posted it to just my family. But see, people that want attention, they can't post it privately. They post it publicly. So understand that they want the attention and they're getting it. But when it's not what you want, now it's a crime. Now you're doing something wrong. That's not the way the world works, though.
Yeah, 100%. Seer Tice, I hope I'm saying the name right, good brother. With the $10 says, shout out to Daphne. I saw her one request an apology from a chick who was on parole, laughing my ass off, and she requested the written apology to be double spaced. Salute Hamp and Daph. Do you know what he referring to?
Yeah. So this woman who was a mother, she threatened to cause harm to me. Like I said, and a lot of people take threats lightly. Like I said, you got Trey in the comments. I'm threatened all the time. Well, I don't give a damn about your threats. Your threats are not my threats. You feel me? There are a lot of people that are emotional and are unstable. And when they threaten someone, you know, they have to be held accountable. You can't just go out there doing that. If a threat is a crime, then, you know, I'm going to hold you accountable. This woman made a threat and she was on probation. Didn't make no sense. When you're on probation, you do what you can to get off probation, not prolong it. So when she made that threat, I made her write an essay. She wrote it. We were good. It was either that or she was going to violate probation. You can't make threats online when in your state, you can do up to 5 years. See what I'm saying? Especially when you're on probation, maybe more time than that. So when I held her accountable, she talked about her kids, the same kids and stuff that she had before she sent me the threat. So we have to be careful not to do that. If you know that you can't threaten a regular person in life and get away with it, why do you think online it would work? Because you're online? So again, I tell people all the time, before you hit send, think about your life. Is it worth it? Because I take death threats very seriously. The reason why I take them more seriously than Trey is because I'm doing the work out here. Trey ain't doing what I'm doing. So I don't expect his threat to match my threat. You feel what I'm saying? So I need y'all to understand that I've been doing this for years. So I do take threats seriously because I know I'm pissing people off by holding them accountable. So again, if you don't take them seriously, that means that people are probably not threatening you enough. But me, I take them very seriously. So again, you don't have to like what I do, but if you can't threaten a cop, then don't threaten me. That's how I feel. If you won't say that to somebody in life in their face, then don't say it to me. Because I know you wouldn't say it in someone's face. They have every right to defend themselves. So again, I'm defending myself over the web. No different than I would do if somebody told me to my face that they would whoop my ass. I would say, do it. Same thing. So at the end of the day, you're not going to tell me how I should react to threats that I get often. So again, y'all don't have to like what I do. Just stay in your lane and I'll stay in mine. But you don't have to like what I do.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm Daphne, where do you think so what you did, what you brought to light, right? Got people their money back, got a liar judged for their actions, and potentially will get that liar to not continue that same doing those same things, right? Frauding, scamming, right? Not being accusatory. So I'm looking at all wins for black men, wins for her after her penalty, and then the truth getting out there and bringing Shaman back. So my thought is, where do you think the negative responses would come when you say it out loud? It seems like it's all positive. So why do you think people see this negatively? Is it where do you think that comes from?
Because they're mad, or maybe
especially men, though. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because I noticed that in your comments, it's only men that are saying they don't like what I do. And a lot of these men have a wrench. I don't know how they got the wrench, but it's sad that we can't agree to disagree without them adding, things about me that are not true. So again, just because your threats weren't acted on, I'm sorry that happened to you. But if anybody was following me on Facebook like Prime has for years, there was a white man who threatened me on a news site, Fox 32 News. He said he was going to stump my monkey face in. That's what he said. His name was Michael. When he said he was going to stump my monkey face in because I commented on a Black History post, I took his threat very seriously when I went to his page and I saw Confederate flags and that he lived in Indiana. So maybe Trey would have said, he's just playing. But me, I didn't think he was playing. So I called the police in Illinois, and guess who showed up at his door the next day? A detective. The detective told him, you are looking at being charged for a threat you made online to Daphne Sutton. This man started crying. Please, my family, my all this and all that. So I had his life in my hands. That threat was taken very seriously by the Indiana police and the Illinois police. So again, I put his information on my Facebook and lost my Facebook for 30 days. I didn't know that me showing the truth was going to get me in trouble. But when that detective showed up at his door and I got the call from the detective saying that this man broke down and said that he was just so angry, but I knew this man was a racist. So he told me we could do one or two things. We can proceed with this case, or you can talk to this gentleman and work it out. So most people would have said proceed with the case. What I did, because I knew he had a lot of KKK following, I embarrassed him. I made him post my picture and say, I said something wrong to this beautiful Black queen. And what I did was not right. And I made him cite a quote from Martin Luther King. And I made it sit there for 3 days. That was the deal. He got a lot of hate on that comment, but I didn't care. That's what I did to him to make him realize that what he did was wrong. And his name was Michael. And if anybody needs the receipts on that, I still have the post, the detective's report. I have it all. So again, when you make threats to people, cops do act on those threats. They actually do. If they don't do that for you, I'm sorry, but they do that for me. So again, Michael learned it the hard way. I wanted to take his manhood. Those KKK members were mad. You should have seen those angry emojis on my picture and him saying beautiful black queen. Totally against the KKK rules. But Michael learned a lesson that day. And I told the detective what I was doing as well. So again, if he ever did that again, he has a report in the system. Even though I didn't act on it, it's still there. So that will also teach him not to do it again, because maybe the next time they won't give him that break. So again, it works for me. So if it don't work for y'all, I'm sorry to hear that, but it works for me.
Indeed. So you like podcasts with the 10 says, look at all y'all butt hurt beta males because a woman is standing on business you wish you had. LOL.
I like that. I'm gonna follow that podcast. Sell the light.
Yes.
I like you. I like you. I appreciate you. Yeah, they really they're crying today. You know, I don't usually get this type of pushback from black men. They're happy that I helped bring a liar to light who was lying on y'all. I mean, if they were there in them 4 months about the divide that she caused on TikTok and stuff, it was black men against black women. She did a lot to divide us. And y'all black men still don't see that. Y'all mad at me. That is crazy. I just did a Twitter space last night and there was over 900 people that attended. And not one, it actually was. It was 2 black men who were trolling, but everybody else was like, they were all on board with what I did. So, you know, even if 2 or 3 people think I did wrong, there are hundreds that think I did right. And I guess I'm just going to go with the high numbers on this one.
Indeed. And salute to the chat, because the overwhelming majority of the chat is riding with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are. And you didn't do this show to make everybody, you know, be on my team. You did it so I can explain what I did and how I did it. And you knew people were going to say, well, I don't like what she did. She's wrong. She's a snitch. That comes with the territory. They're never like what I did. I could have went there and saved 5 kids from a burning house. And they'd say, well, she only did it for clout. That's how our people are. She only did it to be recognized. She did it because she knew the news would do a report. We can never say this woman put her life on the line. They will always find something negative no matter what you do. So I just have to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. And you said you've exposed put the truth out there, whatever word, right? I'm not getting into the semantics. 60, 80, 100 people. You've been on this task of holding these women accountable for these false accusations before it was cool, before the internet, YouTube was really popping, before TikTok.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering, like, I think you guys need to thoroughly understand that people who are pushing back or disagree, the brick lady would have got it from Daphne, regardless if it was on Shade Room or not. That's what I'm picking up.
Thank you. And I think that's what people are not realizing, because before Rhoda, I also exposed the celebrities. Anybody knows who Egypt Sherrod is? She has a show on HGTV called Married to Real Estate, her and her husband. She lied. She lied in December of 2022 and said that she was in Georgia at a gas pump, and this Mexican guy was about to sex traffic this woman by putting a napkin under the gas pump. She went on TikTok and went viral. Everybody was saying men ain't shit. Only men would do that. And I called her a liar. So what I did was I called the Georgia police. I asked them if they got a call about a napkin because we were all concerned. And they said they never got the call. So there's a guy named Ed that works for CNN, has been with CNN for over 30 years. I reached out to Ed and told him this is the evidence I have. Ed does fact checking. He'll fact check something and let you know if it's fit or, you know. So what I did was I went back to Egypt and said, the cops said this never happened. So she did a video on her Instagram saying, I'm going to sue Daphne Sutton and Ed from CNN. I'm going to sue you guys because you guys are calling me a liar. Everybody said, well, Daphne's about to get taken off. Yes. Queen of accountability is about to go down. I stood 10 toes down. I said, sue on. So guess what happened? The police came out and said there were no calls about this incident and nobody was going to be sex trafficked. So she put that guy's face online and people were looking for this man, right? So when the truth came out, they said that in Georgia, in that area, people put napkins under the gas pump to avoid the germs. That's what they do. Had she have did her research instead of running to TikTok, that man's face wouldn't have been plastered all over online. What I said to Egypt was, you're trying to promote that show in January of 2023 because your first season ratings were bad. I think that hit her a little bit. So I felt like that's why she put that story out there to get people to be ready for that show in January. But guess what happened in January? Egypt Sherrod inboxed me and said, I am sorry. I was wrong. Next time, I will verify before I post. I actually cried because a woman has never came to me like that after saying, I'm going to sue you, saying, I'm sorry. Egypt Sherrod got her flowers from me. because she came to me like a woman and apologized. This is a millionaire, y'all. So she's not, Rhoda ain't higher than her. We're talking about a millionaire who had the funds and the means to make sure that I was off the air. And she came to me and said she was sorry in January of 2023. And I accepted her apology. We both went our separate ways. So again, I held celebrities accountable too, but y'all just don't know that. I guess I'm just not that big for y'all. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're making millions or a couple thousand. If you're doing wrong, I'm going to bring the truth to light. And if I didn't bring that truth and work with Ed from CNN, that man that was on that video, he could have gotten killed. She had his face right there. And that was just a hardworking construction worker that she could have taken off of this earth. So again, we can't keep pressing record before we verify. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Verify before you hit post. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. We got a few more, Daph, and I know you were gracious enough. I know you said you had about a couple hours. It's like 2:10 now. Well, I guess about 2 hours because we had to run off. But, you know, I just want to make sure. I'm just looking to make sure there's no more questions. But I think they're showing love, so I want to read it out loud. I'm just saying what the 10 says. Daphne, I love the way you move. I love to help people as well. And many times as successful as the degreed folk. Keep pushing. School of Hard Knocks. Sean Brew.
Thank you. Thank you. And Trey, no hard feelings, Trey. I'm just telling you how I felt by the comment you made. If you feel like I'm doing something that doesn't align with your morals, then that's your opinion. We can agree to disagree and move forward gracefully. I have no beef with Trey or the red pill guy. If they have something that they want to say to me, say it with your chest. That's all I'm saying. Don't just throw something out there and call me crazy when I'm asking you to elaborate. I just want to know what makes you feel that way. That's how we become better people, by having adult conversations. When you throw rocks and then you hide, I don't move well with people like that. That's all I'm saying. No hard feelings though.
Indeed. Sean Brewer with the $5 says, as we can see, black men and black women hate the truth and accountability. I thought black men wanted them to be held accountable. Well, these black men are weak, Camp. Damn.
I like Sean. I wouldn't say these black men are weak, but I would say that a lot of them are getting too emotional over what I'm doing. And I hate that y'all feel this way, because I'm trying to help y'all. I mean, Rhoda didn't lie on another black woman. She lied on a black man. So don't y'all want the truth to come out, or do y'all want to be labeled as perverts and dangerous individuals? Thugs. Idiots. I mean, because that's what they were calling y'all. Y'all can't take no. Y'all always have to insult a black woman. I mean, come on. Fellas, I'm helping y'all out. And y'all saying I'm wrong. That's wild. But okay.
George Smith with the $5 says, well, look at this, Daph, right? So just a thank you as a black man to celebrity. What you've done is very important for us. You are appreciated.
Man, thank you, George. Thank you, George. I mean, man, look, everybody isn't gonna like what I do, and I understand. We don't have to like what. If you think I could be doing something better, I'm open to all suggestions. But I've been doing it this way for years, and I'm sorry if I'm not changing for y'all. But if you have a suggestion on how I can be better at this, because you think I'm not good at it, I'll listen to your suggestion. It doesn't mean I'm gonna take it, but I don't mind listening to it. Just don't come at me by saying that I'm somebody that I'm not, because I've put too much work into this community, y'all. And if I wanted to be as big as the Derrick Jacksons, then I would put on a medium shirt, get into a vehicle, put lipstick on, and make sure my breasts are perked up and say, men, you are wanted. Everybody loves you. I can go that way. That's just not my lane. You know, there's people that do that, and that's good for them, but it's not me. So I'm sorry if y'all feel like I'm not doing what y'all want me to do, but I've been doing it this way and it's working. So if it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. That's all I'm saying, guys.
Indeed. I'm just saying what the $10 says. Do a poll so Daphne can see the TMBR family is riding with her. The Queen of Accountability, or what is this one?
Not the Queen of Accountability?
Oh, she's talking about for the poll. Okay. Well, do me a favor. If you're rocking with Daphne, put a 1 in the chat. All right. If you're rocking with Daphne, put a 1 in the chat. I'll do the poll in a second. Matt P with the $10 says, hey, Daph, he said, what's your Cash App?
Celebrity.
So how you do it? CEL.
Yep, CELEBRID.
All right, perfect. I'll post it in the chat.
I appreciate that, man, because, you know, I didn't tell you, hey, can you put my Cash App in the ticker? I never asked for money. Did I ask you to put my Cash App out there at all?
No, ma'am.
So that's to tell you, and you can ask OMAC. OMAC didn't even mention payment. People know I do this for free. They just assume that I charge people. I'm not God. I'm not nothing special. I'm a human just like y'all. And I want all of us to make it. I mean, you grew your page in a year. I'm at 17,000. I've had my YouTube for over a decade. YouTube was never my lane. I'm not a YouTuber. I hate YouTube because they strike me all the time. So I was viral. Facebook, I'm almost at 100,000. My Instagram, my Twitter, I think is at 15,000. So across all the other platforms, I'm
Doing
over
good.
100,000.
Yeah.
It's just that YouTube, someone begged me to do a YouTube, and then over the last year and a half, I've taken it seriously. But YouTube wasn't my thing, so I can't wait to see you at 100,000 because you deserve it.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that too. That how's the chat looking? Cause I'm looking in the super chats. You got
I support your chat. I support everybody that supports you.
I'm saying, are they putting the ones in there?
Yeah, they are. They putting the ones. Some of them putting 100 ones in there. I appreciate that.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
I love it. I appreciate you guys. And like I said, I'm not supposed to cater to everybody. There's gonna always be people that don't like what I do. And I understand that. Let's just not disrespect each other, guys. If you don't like what I do, I understand it. But when it's happening to you, still reach out to me and I'll help you. Because a lot of the people that said they don't like what I do, there's been a couple people that told me years ago, you'll never make it. What you're doing is illegal. Those same people are asking me for help now with child support cases. So at the end of the day, I'm still going to help you because I don't have any hate for you. I love everybody. Like I said, I don't hate Rhoda. Even though Rhoda threatened me on video and said she was at the cemetery, I don't hate the woman. I still want to help her. That's just who I am and how I was raised. Because I know a lot of us don't mean what we say. We're just emotional, especially us women. We get emotional quick over something, right? So when we start to think and let our emotions go down, then the logic comes back into play. So all I'm saying is I'm not trying to cater to your entire audience, but it seems to me like 80% of them are rocking with me, and those are numbers that I can accept. I'm happy with that.
Indeed. Something to think about. L. Nix was popping with the fellow says the issue in these spaces is the same women who demand men hold men accountable are the same ones who call women who do it to women mammies. Ellipsis hypocrisy. DJ Riff with the fellow says salute Hamp. Good job last night, bro. Thank you, bro. Salute to Daphne and the work she has done. If Kat's gonna say she's a fraud, then give facts because she does.
Oh, I like that. You know what? Take a picture of that. I'm gonna take a picture of that because I'm gonna put that somewhere. Because when people say that, they don't have any facts. You know, me being a fraud would mean that I'm stealing, that I'm taking. Who am I taking from? You're taking from the black men because you're trying to pander to them. You know, they all have their definition of it. But like I said, I'm not Rhoda. I'm not being charged with any fraud because I never did anything like that. You know, I would never. Before I sell out, I get out. That's what I feel. So before it ever got to that point, I wouldn't even be on the air. So I don't have to sell out to get people to listen to me. I just do the right thing and hope that it catches one person or two people. And I think I've done my job. So again, there's a lot of women out there that love me too. You know, last year I helped a lot of people. I mean, there's people on YouTube that have shared a story about me making sure a woman got her money back. Her and her husband and her child went to a restaurant in, I believe it was South Carolina, and they discriminated against her because her husband was black. And she said that they were not waited on properly. And then when she tried to get a refund, they were disrespectful to her. So it took her 3 days to try to reach somebody at the restaurant. Everybody was ghosting her. So everybody tagged me on that page. And I got her on the phone with the general manager. Not only did she get a public apology from the general manager, but she got her money back. And she was told on her next visit it'll be free. And he also told me that when me and my husband are forever out there, we get to eat for free. And they actually implemented more training into people who do things like that and fired the people who were doing the things that he did not align with. So at the end of the day, she said, how much money do you want? What can I pay you? I said, I don't want nothing from you. And then when she tried to tag me on Facebook, she had to beg me to accept her friend request so she can tag me because she wanted to get that story out. I didn't want her to do that. So again, a lot of people, they ask me, hey, what can I do? And I say, I don't need nothing. And they still go and do something anyway. I'm not telling them to do it. So I need y'all to know that I don't do things for money or accolades. I do it because it's right. You can't hurt people like that and get away with it. So, I mean, it wasn't a call where I said, you're going to apologize to her now. I'm going to shut you down. We had a 3-way call and he was very polite. He said, I would never hire someone to treat you like that. He said, what can I do? She said, I just want my refund. I said, and she wants a public apology. He gave that to her. It's hard for white people to say sorry, right? And that public apology is what changed how they treat people. And then the comments and the reviews, they changed because he did what most people wouldn't do. I mean, the man owns the place. He ain't got to say sorry, right? So it's just how we speak to people. I know how to put the voice on and say she was harmed in a way that her family, they're traumatized. They want to be able to sit at your restaurant and eat and feel comfortable. So we have to just carry ourselves differently. But I just want y'all to know that I've been doing this for a long time. And I know that a lot of people hear the bad stuff, but there's a lot of good stuff out there too if you get to know me. I really do care about people and the growth of people. I care about women and men. I'm not a woman hater. I just don't like people that lie. And unfortunately, it has been more women than men. Especially, like you just said, the gym stuff. I got a few women banned from LA Fitness last year. This woman literally tried to put on a show, and I was watching her the whole time and got her banned. At LA Fitness, there's a whole women's room. Take your attention-seeking ass into the women's room. Men don't get that privilege. She over here with her ass in the air, and this man is wanting to use the bench that you're not supposed to be on, right?
Yeah.
So she tried to make a scene. This man turned red and walked away. He was so embarrassed. And I made sure that woman was banned from that gym. If you go to an LA Fitness and there's a women's room, take your ass in there. They got plenty of cameras. Do it in there. But don't try to crowd a space where you know men frequent, because men come in there to work out and go home. They don't come in there to watch your ass in the air. You know, the men that I know. So what I'm saying is we have to do better. And these people that I hold accountable, they're not all black. I've held white people accountable, Mexican people. I'm not just exclusive to black people. They just think it's that because I don't show their names.
Yeah.
So, and again, showing names in a group that was private, that can get me shut down. So I do protect a lot of people's image and their names. So I don't dox everyone and embarrass them. If you look at a lot of my content, I cover their names because they can report me for bullying, and then I lose my page for 30 days. Instagram is the same way. So you have to be careful what you're sharing, because people can actually report you for bullying. And Facebook, they do accept those reports, and they will put your ass on a 30-day ban. So when you've been on 6 bans in 1 year, you learn to move differently. I was on 6 bans in 1 year. So half the time I was not on Facebook, and the other half I was. That wasn't a good time in my life. So I'm just trying to do better, y'all. That's all.
Indeed. There's a couple questions too, Dev. So every time we get a super chat that's 50 and up, I have to play this jingle. The jingle doesn't quite go with the super chat, but I like the melody of it. You know what I mean?
Weather outside is humid. She turned up her location. She must think I'm stupid. She wanna run the street, so let her ho, let her ho, let her ho. She doesn't show signs of stopping, so who am I to be cock blocking? I really hate to see you go. Let her ho, let her ho, let her ho.
Salute to Cellulite Podcast with the 50 ball. Says black men say, quote unquote, where are the women to hold these females accountable? Y'all love to spew that talking point that no one defends us. A black man who was innocent, accuser is proven to be a fraud, and you still mad. Nothing will make y'all happy.
Damn. Shit like that.
Shout out to my brother Cellulite. Damn, that is crazy, man. That is. Let me see. Maurice with the $5 says, how do I contact Daphne about my child support case? You want me to post it again, Daph?
The email? Oh, yeah, you can. You put the email in there again if you want.
Yep.
Do you remember it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep. So I put her email, and again, she's not gonna represent you or anything, but she can definitely give you some game in terms of her experience and the things that you probably already know that she can confirm for you.
And I just wanted to clarify, I absolutely do not have an OnlyFans. Please stop believing people. I've never in my life had, and I'm gonna use Rhoda, I've never in my life had an OnlyFans. So if anybody's telling you that, they are full of crap. And if someone created an OnlyFans acting like me and you find it, let me know. Because you won't find no stuff like that about me. So I wish people would stop saying that. I've never had an OnlyFans.
Indeed. No. Hank with the $2 says, Hamp, I had to subscribe to her YouTube channel. Indeed. I know the reason why we were pushing the IG, Hank, is because this the 4th IG you had, and they keep on taking her off. So we just want to build it back up. That's all.
This is my 3rd one. My first IG, it was almost at 100,000. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Cardi B had a lot to do with that IG coming down. To this day, I'm always gonna say it was her, because when my IG came down that day, I had compared her getting a Reebok deal to Reebok dropping Rick Ross, and one of them made up some lyrics about popping Molly. The other one said a true video about abusing men while they were drugged up. And the Reebok dropped Rick Ross and gave her a contract. And I said, Reebok, what are you doing? Everybody started tagging Reebok. And then about maybe 3 hours later, my Instagram was disabled. I never got it back. So I'm always going to say Cardi B has something to do with it, because to me, it was a great talking point. Y'all dropped Rick Ross for saying he popped a Molly when that was just a rap lyric. But this woman admitted to drugging and robbing men and having the LGBT community violate them while they're drugged up. I felt like she shouldn't have gotten that Reebok deal, and I'm always going to stand 10 toes on that. So after I released that information, I lost my page a few hours later. So it was a learning experience, and I guess I deserved that. I shouldn't have mentioned Cardi B. She has a big following, and I know that she makes sure that certain things are not posted about her. So yeah, that's how I lost my very first Instagram that almost was at 100,000. And that took me 10 years to build. So it was very disheartening, but I guess I got what I deserved. They were happy. They were happy to see me on. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, I remember the "He Ain't Even Know It" lyric.
Yeah, I just thought that was petty. That lyric had been out there, and then when the Me Too movement said he's talking about raping a woman, and they came in and made sure this man lost his deal. But what Cardi B said to me, it was truth, and it was way, way worse than what Rick Ross can ever say. Because I know if the roles were reversed and Rick Ross did a confession, he wouldn't be Rick Ross anymore today. He wouldn't be making no albums. He'd be making license plates. So what I'm saying is they treat women differently who do this behavior. Amber Heard still got to keep her job after lying for years on Johnny Depp. I'm just tired of these women getting awarded for doing things that are so egregious. We have to do better. Why aren't we holding them accountable? Like I said, all these women will lie and get a slap on the wrist, but men, they don't get the same energy. So again, we have to be the people that call it out, even if we lose a couple pages, I guess. Because remember, I'm on page number 3, and it's the worst part, having to start over. I lost the second Instagram in 11 months. These women, they worked overtime. And after like 5 reports in 1 week, Instagram said bye-bye. So I'm just saying, this page, I have to move a lot different. And anyone that argues with me, I have to block them, because I know they can report me, and I don't want to lose this page. So that's all. So yeah.
Indeed. Well, we definitely gonna, many people we can get over there. We've been sharing it. Hopefully they obliged us, Lauren with the $5. What's up, Lauren?
Oh, she's beautiful. You go ahead, Lauren, with that beautiful smile. Go, girl. Go ahead. I'm sorry. She's beautiful. No, she's not. She's beautiful. That's a natural smile right there. Okay, go ahead, sir.
She all right, Dad. Don't. She already can't fit through doorways now. She can only go through double doors.
Hey, they're gonna come for you. You better be careful.
She all right. She get on my nerve. She says, how do you balance your work and passion with your day-to-day life? Are you ever overwhelmed?
That's a good question, Lauren. And for your answer, I multitask. I handle things that I can. And if it's something that I can't do, I tell them I can't do it. I'm always going to make sure I have time for my husband. He will always come first. After my husband is taken care of, then I do my side hobbies, and I do those things. I do coaching sessions with people, 30 minutes sometimes, an hour sometimes. I just learned how to balance my day. I don't have any children, so that gives me a lot of time as well to be able to help as many people as I can. And I just find the balance. On the days that my husband have to work a little later, that gives me more time to give back to the community, because I'm here. I'm in my office. So I try to balance it out. But whenever I feel like I am overwhelmed, I will say no to somebody so that they don't get the worst part of me. I want them to get the best. So if they need my help, I don't want to give them half-ass. I want to make sure they have everything. So I, too, make sure my mental health is in order before I can help somebody else. And sometimes the people that are helping, they need help, too. And I'm never afraid to admit that sometimes I need help too, and I might need to speak to someone too. So I do align myself with other licensed therapists. I talk to a lot of attorneys. I have a lot of people who I talk to kind of help bring me back, because sometimes you hear stories that are so bad that you don't know how this person is going to get help. And I think the worst stories I hear from people are allegations, because they can't survive. A guy out here in Chicago was accused of sexually assaulting a student, and the student lied. And how they caught the student was, she said that the teacher turned off the lights, and Chicago public schools, you can't turn off all the lights. There's no such thing as it being a black room. There's going to be like 5 emergency lights that still light up the room. And when she said the teacher touched her when the lights were off, no student saw it. The other student said that never happened. And this young girl was told that, you know, what you did was wrong. How did you learn to lie? I learned this from my mom. So what I'm telling you guys is this teacher, who was a wonderful music teacher, didn't get to go back to his job. He had to leave out of the state. And I actually cried when I heard his story because I'm here in Illinois. And the teacher said, all I wanted to do was teach these kids. This student is failing. She knew I was going to call her parents. And then she makes up this allegation. And I'm here today. He said, I almost lost everything. His fiance almost called it off because she didn't believe him. She believed the student. And when it turned out that she lied, the student gets to remain anonymous, of course. Her mom gets to remain anonymous, of course. But that allegation is always going to be loud. He said he can't come back to Chicago because even though he was cleared, people still wanted to harm him. Mm-hmm. So we have to think about the effects of, you know, an allegation like that and how someone can survive after that. It's not easy. He had to move to a whole nother state, even though he was born and raised in Illinois. I feel bad. And mind you, we can't get mad at the girl because she was a child. You have to blame the mother. She learned it from mom. So then you have to ask yourself, what did the mom lie about? And did she get help? It's deeper, right? So again, these little kids, they're learning how to do this young. And if we don't teach them now how to hold themselves accountable, there's going to be more Rhodas, but they're going to be a child doing it. So what happens when a child says that a kid hit them with a Lego, right? Because they're learning it from Rhoda. A lot of these kids are sponges. They will look at that and say, that's cool. I'm going to try it, right? Guys, we have to teach our kids better. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see anybody get hurt because they lied. So in order to avoid that, we have to hold them accountable. We have to let them know the consequences of when you lie. This is what happens, so they don't do it, right? When we were young, if you touch the stove, you're going to burn yourself. We still don't listen, right? And what do? We touch the stove. Bet you we won't do that shit again. Sometimes you got to let people get burned in order for them to learn not to touch the stove. That's all I'm saying.
No, you saying it, man. I humbly appreciate it. I know you got to go. I did have one question just to see your thought on it. So the Rhoda, is she Somalian or was she Black American?
You know what? The police report, she put that she was African American. So when she was living in Minnesota, she was Somalian. She has changed, like she identifies as so many people. But what blew me is on the police report, she put African American only. So I think she's gonna claim a race depending on the situation. When she was in the Dollar Tree, she was Somalian because she started speaking in that language. She was saying a lot of stuff and I didn't understand it. And she said when they were speaking in their language, that's when they said, you guys have to leave. And I said, they're not going to risk no lawsuit like that. They didn't say that. And then she pushed record and said, so we have to leave because we're Somalian. So I think she claims it depending on the situation. When she was at that hotel, she tried to say, she said, I'm smoking weed. Well, you were smoking weed. Everybody knows that Rhoda is an avid weed smoker. They smelt the weed. You cannot put a towel under the door and think they're not going to smell it once you leave the room. That smell stays in the curtains and the covers. You have to know how marijuana works. That woman had every right to tell Rhoda, you cannot smoke in your room, and you did. And Rhoda started pushing record. So if anything, they told Rhoda if she did not retract, they were going to sue her. So what I'm saying is Rhoda did this everywhere she went. And then she would play the victim when she did something wrong. So she has gotten away with lying and scamming for years, you guys. She has sued like 8 restaurants in Minnesota alone. So if y'all don't see the pattern and you're not happy with what I did, it won't come to light for you guys until it's happening to you. And I don't want it to happen to you. So again, please understand that Rhoda will say that she's gay, she's African American, she's Somalian, she's Muslim, she has problems, and we just have to hope that prison time will help her. She's going to learn how to make license plates. She might learn how to knit. She might pick up another skill in prison. I think it's going to help her become a better woman, you know? And I'm telling you now, Texas is very, very, very strict. They're not just going to give this woman a misdemeanor. I'm telling you that now, especially when you have prior. So I'm telling y'all now, she's going to do some time. How much time, I don't know. But claiming insanity is not going to work either. If you guys were watching her page, she went to the hospital like 5 times in 1 week. She did that to create a trail. You see all these panic attacks? It's in me already. I'm not myself. She is very intelligent. The woman doesn't have a master's because she's stupid. She's smart but dumb at the same time, if that makes sense. She's smart in some areas but dumb in other areas. So when she planned this scam, she did not plan it out correctly because this isn't her lane. Her lane is being in the books. So she thought she can take a scam and take it into the real world, and it didn't work. It didn't work for her. So again, know that there were some women who didn't want to be around her because they knew what was about to happen. So there were some women that pulled away, but pulling away isn't the same as holding her accountable. That's you pulling away. A real friend would say, sis, don't do this. You can serve some time. I love you enough to tell you, don't do this, sis. But just walking away won't mean that, oh, you walked away, so that makes you a good person. No. If my friend was getting ready to scam and lie on a bunch of people, I would tell her, you do that, I'm going to say something. Don't do it because I don't want this to happen for you. That's what a true friend would do. You have a son. You have all this education. You're better than this. Not just say, okay, I don't want to do this. I'm going back home. No. So I don't think she had real friends around her because a real friend will make sure you don't do something like that because they love you, right? Her sister knew the scam was going on, and you go to her house and have food with her, do a last supper with her instead of telling her to stop doing what she's doing, right? So we really can't even trust our own blood. Because I know if I was getting ready to do a big scam like this and my family knew, they would definitely tell me, don't do that shit. You're better than that. Right? So I'm just saying, I don't think Rhoda had the right people in her life. But when she's throwing that money, that GoFundMe in at the strip club, she had a bunch of friends, if you notice that. So again, Rhoda, once she turns herself in, she will have a court date. She will face her time in court, and then they would determine what they think she should get. But I want to remind you guys, she was already on probation for an assault. She was on probation for putting her hands on people. Her probation was supposed to expire in August of this year. So when you're on probation and you do something like this at the felony level, they're not going to give you a slap on the wrist. It's going to be some real time. I'm telling you, it's not going to be good. So all we can do is just hope that her son is in the right hands because he's an innocent person in all of this.
Yeah. Damn, man.
Perfect.
Man, Miss Daphne, man, this has been legendary. The information you provided, the work you've done, we have to say thank you and applaud it, you know. Any again, because I know you know, we had a time limit. I'm gracious that you stayed so long and this has been awesome. Anything
Trey did ask a question. Trey and Rhoda got drunk and she crashed her car into a wall. She failed a field sobriety test in Texas and they arrested her. She was on probation for that. So that happened in 2022 of November. Her probation was supposed to be over in August. So she got in trouble in Texas a couple times for drinking, and they got her this time because she crashed her vehicle into a wall. She also had marijuana in her system. So she was held accountable, and they gave her a break on that and gave her probation when really she should have got some time for that. Because if you look at her history in Minnesota, she got a lot of DWIs too. So yeah, she was on probation in Texas. Yes, sir. That's what the report said.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yeah, Dap, if you want to answer any more questions or you want to give him a send off or
I got 18 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
He said open the panel. That's up to you, sir. As long as you don't get no trolls, man. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll play it tight. We'll play it close. All right, I'm gonna drop the link. Daph has
a little nervous. Somebody get on here, and I heard that some people you'll let them on and they'll show like something that'll get you striked. So be careful.
Oh, yeah. Now we do panels pretty much 4 days a week.
Okay, cool.
So we should be tight, good. But I make everybody cam up, so they'll have to be on camera anyway.
Okay.
So we'll be fine. Yeah.
I don't like her. Get her shut down.
Everybody hit that like button, subscribe, and share the stream. Also go to Daphne's IG at the Queen of Accountability. Once you are a follower, please put a 1 in the chat for that also. The link is dropped to come up, cam up. You can ask your questions. You can share your opinion. You know, I think discourse is healthy as long as it's healthy discourse, you know. So let me see. The likes are at 333. We have 370 people here, so not terrible. Pretty good, actually. Josephson.
Who is Lady D? Lady D said, "Girl, you just mad." some man cheated on you with another woman. I'm sorry, but where do these people come from? What is she talking about? Y'all, these people are crazy. I don't know who Lady D is, but she has me confused with somebody else.
Yeah, she's just talking. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm
Y'all
not
crazy. Tell Lady D to come on, so she has a lot to say. They won't
Yeah.
because someone's gonna hear her voice and say that's this person, and she lying. They crazy in these chats, but they won't come on the panel, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It often happens like that. Joseph, once you turn your camera on, I can bring you up. I dropped the link. If anybody got a question, they want to show love, you got a disagreement, and it's healthy dialogue, I think it's welcomed, Like I said, Daph is gracious enough to be here for another 20 minutes, so this is a great opportunity, especially for somebody who's been doing this. To anybody who's doing foolishness, they've been called out and they've been held accountable.
Wait,
So,
one of your followers said Lady D is the fish lady. We call her fish lady because she stink. And then somebody else said Lady D just needs some D. Y'all crazy. Yeah, she crazy. She called me a liar. I don't know who this Lady D is, but she has me confused. On TikTok, they created this story that I cheated on, that I was messing with a married man, and then I threatened him that if he didn't leave his wife, I was going to expose him. That's who they think I am. So these people put all these stories on me. They're not true. So they're the funniest stories I ever heard. Like I said, me and my husband have been together for 14 years, and y'all ain't got nothing on me. So you can make up the lies if it makes you feel good, but there's people that have been following me for many, many years that know I'm very loyal and faithful to my husband. You ain't got nothing on me. I don't cheat. So go ahead and make up a lie if you want to, but if you're going to sit there and slander me, I do have a team of attorneys, and defamation is real. And if you don't have defamation money, please stay in your lane, because you're not going to sit there and spread things that affect my mental health business and my marriage when I know I didn't do it. So if you're going to say I cheated on my husband, come with the facts. Let me see those facts. I'll pay you $5,000 of cash up if you can show that, because I know you're full of crap. So don't spread these lies about me that are damaging to my reputation, when if I was cheating on my husband, that story would have been came out. I've been terrorizing, to y'all verbiage, terrorizing people for years. You mean to tell me not one person can release these receipts that you claim? So again, when you're doing something right, people come up with these stories that are just so crazy, and they become rotas. Oh, she cheated on her husband and she did this. Well, show the receipts. Otherwise, you're just wolfing, and I'm not going to entertain it. So Lady D, I pray for you. I pray for you, Lady D. The D must mean dumb, though.
Joseph, what's popping?
How you doing? Hap?
I'm good.
How you doing, Miss Daphne?
How you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm cool, bro. Even if I'm done, you don't have to call me sir. You can call me Joseph. We spoke before. I was the one that that texted you about my situation that I needed. Yeah, I was the one that texted you about my situation and that I'm going through right now. Was that hit kind of home, and Hap knows my story. Me and him talked offline about it. I can't talk about it because it's an open case, but you said that, I was looking for some enlightenment. I was looking for, because I follow you on, and my friend Jordan, he follows you on Twitter as well. He actually sent me the post that you had made. You know what I'm saying? And that it really hit home. I really, and you really have a lot of insight about it. I understand that you're not an attorney. This is not attorney-client privilege. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to hear your perspective on it, and maybe I can, find some closure with it.
So you said we did speak. We spoke on the phone, right?
Yes. Well, we texted.
Okay.
We had a text conversation.
So you're gonna have to. I would rather us talk about that outside of this. That way you can let me know how that case is going, and then we'll see what I can do to help you. If I didn't get back to you in a fast manner, I'm sorry, but I get hundreds of emails and people randomly call me all the time, and I try my best to address everyone, but I'm only one person. I don't have an assistant. I don't have someone helping me do the work. I do it by myself. So when it comes to your case, I want you to tell me where it's at right now and what I can do to help you. I even tell people, when it comes to child support, if you know that her family knows that you're a good person, or if you know that you guys are around other people that know how you are to your kids, you can always have them write a character statement about you and get it notarized. That can be used in court. When people say great things about you because they've witnessed it and you get it notarized, that can be used in court, and that costs you no money to do. It's like having a witness there, right? But they're not physically there. There are so many things you can do to help support your case where you won't let this woman try to dismantle you in court. They're always going to paint you to be a bully, and how you carry yourself is going to determine what happens in that court case. So again, this is free information I can give you. So we'll talk after this. Just reach out to me. We'll find a time where I can call you, and then we'll go from there with your case. Okay?
I texted you during the show, but you're up here chopping it up with Hamp. So
yeah, I have the notifications turned off, so I didn't even get the text. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You're a busy woman, so you know what I'm saying. And you have a grassroots thing going on. So I'm pretty sure you have more than just me, that's coming up here to talk to you. So
yes, sir. And like I said, Joseph, like I tell everybody, you hang in there. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're not worth fighting for the people in your life. When it comes to child support, the judges typically side with the woman because that's who carried the baby and gave birth to the baby. They think, and they forget that it's about the child. The child needs both parents. So at the end of the day, there are things.
I don't have kids.
No. I'm just saying. I'm talking about child support. I'm using it as an example.
All right.
They forget that they need both parents. So no matter what case you're going through, whether it's domestic, whether it's child support, whether it's she accused me of something, you're not charged yet. You have to prove that it isn't true. And a lot of us get scared when we get the allegation, especially when someone's saying that you put your hands on them. So Joseph, I want you to hang in there and know that whatever you're going through, you're going to get through it. It's not the end of the world. We just have to be strategic in how we prove your innocence. Does that make sense?
It does, but people are biased. There's a lot of confirmation bias when it comes to certain things. Like, you mentioned that the Me Too movement, when you talk about things like sexual assault, domestic violence, child support, it elicits strong emotions in people. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, the courts actually use men's masculinity. That's the reason why this whole toxic masculinity thing, because being a man is considered toxic, even though that's what you're supposed to do. And that's what you're inherently made to do and think and act like. You know what I'm saying? So, it's an attack on masculinity. It's also a money grab as well. You know what I'm saying? Because the courts, they expect you not to understand the laws and the bylaws and, the Bill of Rights and the U.S. Constitution. So it's all a money grab, and women are profiting off of it. Sad to be said, but it's true.
Yeah, I like how you put that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Word. Mrs. Fantastic was popping.
Brother. Yo, what up, Hamp? What up, celebrity? What's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good, you. Joe, so what's up, fam? Yeah, man. I just wanted to say something. Not much. I just wanted to say something again, man. Listen, dog. It's several. She's a certified male advocate. I've been on Twitter for a short time, and I seen her work. At first, I just thought like, okay, who is this chick that's always talking about accountability and like la la la? But as always, bro, she shows her work. Like, bro, she helped a black man get his job back from a woman that does the things that we talk about. And you brothers, I'll say it that way in the chat, call her Derek Jackson and all this stuff, bro. She's married. She's got the track record and the proof behind it. This is why the quote unquote red pill guys get a bad rep. Okay. But every woman can't be the boogie woman, brother. There is, and to the brother that said that, ain't you married? You see what I'm saying? So you see how silly that would be? If a dude came up here casting aspersions against your old lady, and she got not only she's married to you, and she has a track record behind it, wouldn't you be like, nigga, are you dumb? So again, man, we can't do this thing. A lot of people don't understand the concept of, in order to get people to care, you need someone outside of you to work with you. Okay, the slaves weren't free because just the black folks were tired of slavery. Who do they need in order to get it done? All right. So again, man, am I saying trust every woman? And I know that the thing with that woman that happened on this platform happened, but again, bro, you can't make everybody that individual because it's recency bias. All right, she's confirmed. Shout out to my man Prime. You got brothers that say they've known her for over 10 years. So, brothers, when you get a woman, okay, that is actually working on the behalf, a black woman that's working on the behalf of black men, bro, let it rock, bro, until it's fucking proven otherwise. Because now you deter and you keep other women from trying to join the cause, and that's what we ultimately trying to get. My understanding, right? So just shout out to you again, Lance Abbey. You going ham on Twitter. I'm on your behalf. Fuck consciously. That dude's not even a man. It's ridiculous, and it's just crazy. It's crazy to see black men go against black men more than a black woman would, and y'all trying to throw her in the bullshit bag, man. We got to be more mature than that, dog. You niggas got to get out of talking points and and just rhetoric and look at what's before you. All right, we too grown for that. You can't be motherfucking 35 plus and 40-year-old man and every woman's a fucking la. Come on, bro. You make us look bad, and then again, like you said, how we ever go get anywhere if now nobody wants to join the fucking cause and actually help black men get their jobs back? If you had never helped a black man get his job back, shut the fuck up. Okay? She's got proof of it, brother. So again, man, we got to stop being childish, bro. And bro, we're not in fucking high school, and take some shit for what it is when it's right in front of you.
Man, thank you, Mr. Fantastic. You went in. I definitely appreciate your words, and man, I'm trying out here, but like I said, I'm not gonna please everybody. And what you just said was everything I needed to hear. So God bless you and thank you.
Word. Enter the Black Dragon with the $2 says, please excuse women trolls. They don't do facts. Damn. Devin D with the $2 says, that's why you need game. Read the room. Correct me if I'm wrong with the $5 says, please help Joseph before he starts his villain arc. You know what that means. Damn. Yeah, man. Drop her link. Oh, yeah, it's it. Black Seinfeld. It's her name. It's the Queen of Accountability right there on IG. It's right under her Celebrity podcast. So go to both of those. You can subscribe and you can follow. You know. So shout out to everybody, man. Make sure you tune in, because the brick lady is just a highlight, because she was highlighted by some of these platforms that only want the things that are the most provocative. But let it be clear, just like Prime said, she's been doing this since doing it. So brick lady is one of many. So I just want to make that very clear. Joseph, let me see. Joseph, are you still there? Did you have anything else for Miss Queen of Accountability?
No. I just want to say that you're doing God's work. We need somebody like you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let none of these, these detractors and distractors knock you off your square. You know what I'm saying? Because accountability is not gender specific. You know what I'm saying? Like, if men can be blamed for doing things outside of the scope of their responsibilities, then women can be too. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is that women are incentivized to be assholes. Men aren't. You know what I'm saying? So, I support you 110%. Like, I follow you on every platform, and I agree with a lot of things that you say, but I have a suggestion for you. You and Tommy need to come on here and drop some jewels. You and Tommy Sotomayor.
Okay,
Because
I've heard of him too. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually learned a lot from him. I've been watching him since 2010. So.
Oh wow! So you definitely been watching a lot. And like I said, he opened this panel to people, and look who came on, just 2 men. So that just tells you a lot of people will say whatever they want in the chat, but they won't come on here and back up what they were saying, which means they're just trolling. So
they're spectators. They're spectators, Daphne. That's all they are. All they do is just talk shit and try to be funny in the chat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it says
they're
a lot
spectators.
about them. So I'm on here, you're not. So again, if you feel like what I'm doing is wrong, I always want to hear what their opinion is on what I'm doing and how it affects them, so we can all come together and have a discussion. So again, if you're not going to come on the panel and say it with your chest, then I'm not gonna entertain you in the comments because now I know where it's at. You're just trolling. So we gotta do better. Some of y'all are too damn old to be trolling. Too damn old to be trolling. Like, I mean, I can see if you was getting paid and it was a full-time job, I get that. But some of y'all are just doing it for the hell of it, and you're wasting energy when you could be putting that into helping somebody out there in the world. I mean, come on, y'all. Dang, who raised y'all?
Yeah.
You be like, I mean, I was raised by my dad. I was raised by my dad, and I turned out wonderful. So I'm just saying, a lot of these people, there's no excuse. I don't understand. I just hope that whatever y'all going through that's causing you guys to be trolls and do things that are not impacting the community, I hope you find something that can impact the next person and not hurt somebody. So we just got to do better. I mean, what are you guys doing to help the community? I would love to hear that. Besides trolling on YouTube, what are you doing that's actually yielding results? Nothing.
Scamming and begging for shit. That's black girl magic.
If you're putting in the work, if you're not out here standing 10 toes on the truth and accepting all this hate, then we're not the same. So
yeah,
right,
100%, man. 100.
All right, I gotta go.
Okay.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir. Be safe.
All right, y'all too.
Indeed.
Okay.
Daph, man.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
It's been awesome, man.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you, and shout out to Clement. He's always on my podcast, and he's always offering good words. He's been following me for a while too. So shout out to him. You have a lot of people that actually do follow me on YouTube right now, and they're wonderful people. Like awesome. I said, I just wish we were better. Like I wish we can have conversations, and even if you don't agree with me, we can speak on that. Because I respect people to say, look, I don't agree because of this. And it might not make any sense, but we can come to an understanding. Even if we're going to agree to disagree, it's okay. I appreciate those who stand strong on what they feel and what they believe without having to insult me, right? I notice a lot of people like to throw, rocks at me before they say their opinion, and then they get mad at me for responding. So we just have to do better. I'm not on here calling y'all names, but you're not going to sit there and call me names and then say that I'm threatening you. Me saying that I have a team of attorneys and they're going to protect my image is not a threat. That's the truth, So the most that you would get from me before I handle it the legal way, you'll get a cease and desist. If you didn't learn from Cardi B and Tasha K, then you're not paying attention. You got to be careful what you say. Defamation is when you're saying something that can damage somebody's career. Like if you're saying that someone does drugs and you have no proof, and that can hurt someone. When you're saying someone is cheating on her husband, but she's talking to married couples and trying to bring them together, you're damaging my career, and you have no facts to back it up. Defamation is real, and a lot of y'all don't have $5 in your pocket, but you're on here making up lies about somebody's character. So you have to be careful on who you're affecting. You don't have to like me. Just don't spread lies like that, because people will listen to that and then make a whole story behind it with no facts. I am an honest woman, and I'm a married woman, and I have never cheated on my husband. So again, if y'all going to be out there saying I got OnlyFans and I'm cheating on my husband, bring the receipts. Because when you say something like that and it affects my business, we have a problem. So all I'm saying is stop trying to go viral by spreading lies, because that's going to get you in trouble. Because those lies can land your ass in court. And then you're going to be facing a judge and telling them, I didn't mean to do it, like the idiot that you are. And I'm trying to stop you from having to go that far. So watch what you say about people. Your words can determine your consequence. So I don't want to hear that I'm a bad person because I'm defending myself and my husband. But I'm a married woman, and I made it my effort to make sure that I carry myself with class, and not one person has gotten me off of my pedestal. Now, one man has been able to get me to cheat on my husband, and it's never going to happen. So again, 14 years is not a short time. That's how long I've been with my husband, 14 years. So if you're going to talk bad about me, come with receipts, because I love that black man, and he's in control of everything in this house. So again, I respect my husband, and I respect what I do online. So please respect that.
Perfect.
Damn. Hey, Daph, I mean, I can't say it better than that. I just want to say I humbly appreciate the pain you putting it in, because that's what I like to phrase it as. Yeah, it's work, but it's pain though.
Yeah.
And that stuff can take a toll, and for you to stick through it with all those horror stories, right? That means a lot. And that says a lot about your character, regardless of the bullshit people talking about.
They get it confused. Like I said, a lot of these people who don't like me, they're single for a reason, because they're focusing their energy on the wrong things. I wouldn't want, I don't think a man should be with someone who spends their time trolling all day on YouTube, telling people you're wrong and you're this. That's a really unhealthy obsession. You have to find your own lane, find something you're good at, and maximize on it, and do something that's going to impact you or help you with your family in the long run. You got to start thinking about yourself in long term. A lot of people are not making it to be 50. A lot of people are not out there living healthy lives, and they're not getting the chance to live a long life because they're stressed and they're trolling people for a living and stressing themselves out over things that don't have shit to do with them. So I always tell people, if I did not do anything to you personally, why are you mad at me? Think about that. Y'all mad at me for what I did to someone that don't got shit to do with you. That's the problem with Black people. We are too focused on something else when we should be focused on ourselves. And most of y'all have a whole team of kids that you should be focusing on, but you're focusing on what I did to Rhoda Brick Osmond. That is so weird to me. Tell me what I did to you. Nothing. Okay, so why are you so mad? Go touch the grass. Go smell the earth. Go do something productive. Because arguing with me, you won't win. You won't win. So I just hope that anyone that did disagree with me, I just hope that you learn something that you're good at and you focus on that. And you don't focus on me holding people accountable because you want them to be able to live through their scams and hurt people for a living. I just can't let things like that happen. And I haven't. And I'm not going to. So again, I just hope that somebody got something good out of the show. I hope that you guys see that I am a human being first. I never came off as being better than anyone. I don't beg people for stuff. I don't pander. I don't ask you guys to donate to my Cash App to get a phone call from me. I do a lot of free things. And people keep telling me, charge. I do charge for my sessions now. But free advice and taking a phone call from someone who felt like they were going to jump, I don't mind doing those things for you for free. So I can say that 70% of the stuff I do for people offline, it is absolutely free. And a lot of the Cash Apps that people give me, I give those to people who need it for diapers, for gas, to pay their light bill. I do little things like that too. The reason why I don't post it on social media is because I don't think it's right to post somebody at their lowest point, because that's not where they live. That's just it's something going on in their life now, but that's not their permanent destination. And I don't think it's right to put someone on blast to get a couple likes. So you won't see me doing that. So all I want y'all to know is that outside of this YouTube and Instagram and Facebook stuff, I'm Daphne. I'm a person, and I want to do what I can to help other people. That's it, y'all. Like I said, there's going to be a time where I hang all this stuff up and I just do my efforts in person, and I don't care about this social media stuff. But until I get to that point, I'm going to do the best that I can to keep bringing the truth to light. And I just pray and hope that y'all can either join me on my quest or do something that's going to impact the community in your area. Any one of those I'd be good with.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Daph, real quick before you roll, make sure, let's just replug your channels, the pages, where they can find you the most at, any days you do shows or content, like, a schedule or anything. Just let the people know.
So you can follow me on Instagram, of course, the Queen of Accountability. My Twitter page is Celebrity. That's the only page I can keep that username, Celebrity. I didn't change that. My YouTube is Celebrity Podcast. You guys can follow me there. Like I said, people that know me, they know that, I'm in a lot of groups. So there's a lot of people right now on Facebook that are so happy to see me in groups that are public. These public groups, I'm eating people up in these groups. So you guys can see what I do publicly if you're on Facebook. My Facebook is Daphne Ford Sutton. So I love when people say you're in this group, because they already know what I'm about to do. So again, I don't want people to fear me because I'm not God. I'm not this special person. I just want people to not lie. You won't have to deal with me if you are not lying. But if you're in these groups and stuff talking about things that aren't true, you're going to be held accountable. And 9 times out of 10, I don't have to dox you to get the information. You leave it on your Facebook. All you got to do is go to someone's Facebook and click the search and type in a phrase, and bam, it'll show you every post that they made with that phrase. That takes seconds, and it's not doxing. It's public for a reason. So again, a lot of the things that y'all think is doxing, it isn't. Doxing is when you're sharing something that isn't public. So if I'm sharing your public Facebook, that isn't doxing. So please understand the difference and not judge me on what's already out there. and judge me on something that I did that was illegal. Because if it was illegal in Illinois, doxing is a felony. Don't you think my ass would have been locked up? I've been out here for 11 years. My ass would have been locked up by now. So I need you guys to start using logic, okay? Because at the end of the day, I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want them to do right. That's it. So that's how you guys can find me. Like I said, I haven't even been able to post the stuff I've been doing in these Facebook groups because of this Rota stuff, but I got about 30,000 photos in my phone. I don't delete evidence. I don't delete screenshots. So when people ask me, oh, this stuff is fake, and I show them my phone and I show them that I'm in over 230 groups. I'm in 230 groups on Facebook, y'all. Let that sink in. There's more than that out there. I'm in 230 groups. So you can just imagine how many tags I get a day. So, like I said, people know what I do in these groups and they respect it. Some of them don't. I get kicked out of groups at the same rate because I'm doing something they don't like. So again, I just want y'all to know that I'm just having fun and I'm doing what is right. I'm not doing anything to hurt anyone. So I just hope y'all learned something from me today and y'all see that I'm not this crazy, evil person out there in the atmosphere waiting for y'all to make a mistake. There's a difference with a mistake and a lie. If you go on Facebook and you tell a whole lie and you hit post, that isn't a mistake because you had a chance to cancel before you hit post. We have to start holding people accountable, right? So again, I don't just hold women accountable. I will hold a man accountable too. Everybody's going to get the equal treatment. It's just unfortunate that lately it's been women because they are running this social media shit. It's easier for them to scam than a man. We have to start, thinking like that. A woman can scam at higher rates than a man. I've never seen a man online saying he got assaulted because a woman grabbed his junk. Never seen that in my life. But if you see it, let me know. Because I know men do scams too, but they're not doing them at the high rates that women are doing them. So again, if you see something on TikTok, Instagram, and you think I should take a look at it, send it to me. If it's public, it's mine. So just know that anything you post publicly, it is fair game. You cannot say that I'm doxing you or hurting you. You put it out there, I'm going to take it. It's no different than the Shade Room posting the bullshit they post every single day, and they got almost 30 million followers. So if y'all mad at me, go troll the Shade Room, because what they do is worse. They don't care about y'all. They charging y'all $1,000 for a 24-hour ad. I post it for free. So if you have a business that you're trying to promote, I will post you on my social media for free. I want all of y'all to make it, man. I want everybody to make it. So again, I don't need $1 or nothing from you. I just need your support, and that's free. So with that being said, I want to say thank you for bringing me onto your panel, and I wish you the best in your journey. I bet by the end of this year, you'll probably be getting your first plaque, so your play button. So I know you're going to get there, man. You're going to get there, and I hope that anybody that has a vision, if you need help with a logo, I do logos. I help you with promo videos. If you have a business that you're just getting started and you need some advice, I give it to you for free. I have a mental health business. My website is mentalhealth2011.com. The word mental health, it's emphasized men heal. I started this back in 2011, but I never did a clothing line until a few years ago. But the 2011 is the year I saved one of my friends' lives. He was a guy in a suicide ward. We were both in the same ward. So I want y'all to know that I'm not perfect. In 2011, I had a mental breakdown because when I lost my mother, my grandmother passed the next year, and then my uncle committed suicide that same year. I was still in high school when I suffered 3 deaths, and I never got help. So in 2011, it landed me in the hospital where they kept me for 2 weeks on suicide watch. So I'm never hidden about my life. I tell you guys what I went through because I'm not afraid. I went through that, and in that same ward, I saw one of my high school friends who was getting ready to kill himself. They weren't watching him like they were watching us. So I saw him with a piece of a soda can, and I stopped him from taking his life. And he told me that I changed his life, but he changed mine. That was like that calling for me to do better and put that energy into helping people. So that's why my website is mentalhealth2011.com, because in 2011 is when I saved one of my good friends from high school, and I never stopped helping since then. So I just want y'all to know that I come from a diverse background, and I didn't have an easy life. So I want you guys to know that if I can do it, you can do it too. And I'm never afraid to talk about my life, Hamp, because I'm an open book. If I don't say it, someone's going to put it out there. So if you hear rumors that I was in a domestic violence relationship, that is absolutely true. A Black man almost took my life. I was with him for 3.5 years, and he almost took my life. Instead of me calling the police and having his life taken away, I called his dad and told him I couldn't do it anymore and I needed to breathe. I didn't want to die. I didn't want my dad burying his baby. So his dad came and got him and shipped him off to another state. This man got therapy and now he's married. And he told me years ago that I saved his life. And I'm glad that I was able to help him. I just didn't want to see him go to prison. I knew what they would do to him in the state of Arizona. I knew what they would do to him. So his dad came and got him, and I was able to breathe again. And then a year later is when I met my husband. So I just want you guys to know that I didn't have an easy life. So when I'm talking about things that I went through that shit. So if anybody wants to know why I still love black men and I still married a black man after being abused by one, because that's one black man that did that, not the whole race. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we have to start looking at life like that and not judging someone off of, judging everybody off of what somebody did. So even though that black man almost took my life, I still married a black man because I love my black men. All of them are not perfect, right? So I learned to not judge him off of somebody else's mistake. This man ended up fixing his life and marrying a black woman and having kids. So if I can save his life, then I know I can help other people too. So I just want y'all to know a little bit about me. It's not nothing private. It's on my YouTube, but I'm very open with my followers. I'm not one of these hidden figures. I will tell you something. I will confirm or deny it. If you do that, no one can hold anything against you. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And if anyone wants to use that against me, that's fine. I don't live there anymore. I'm married. So it doesn't hurt me. Now you can talk about it. So again, I just want to say shout out to those men and women who are making a change. It's not going unnoticed. And if there's anything I can do to help you and it's within my means and my scope, I would do that to help you. So I hope you guys all have a blessed weekend. And thank you for giving me y'all time, because without you, I ain't shit. I'm being honest. Without you guys supporting me, I ain't shit. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And I can say that. I can say that. So I'm not better than anybody. We're all trying to eat. Some people are trying to eat in illegal ways. And a lot of us, like us, the slow growing pages, we're eating the legal way. So again, just know that it's never about money. It's always about the morals and the message. So eliminate the money. The morals and the message should be the biggest thing we're thinking about today. So Hemp, thank you. Thank you to everybody. Sorry for the ranting, y'all. I do talk a lot. If you let me talk, I'm going to talk. So I appreciate all you guys. I really do. Thank you.
Yes, man. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate all the content, all the righteousness, everything you're doing. When it results in, the results are as such, we want to keep supporting and pushing. So we're humbled by it. Thank you. We appreciate it. It's a breath of fresh air.
Thank you. Thank you. And I hope to see you again on another show. Hopefully you can come to my show on Saturday.
Okay.
The brick party celebration. We're going to have fun. If she surrenders, then I was right. I said she's going to surrender tomorrow. Let's see Saturday. If I'm right. She might have heard it and might say, I'm going to beat her to it. I'm going to surrender tonight. If she does, we will know. Okay.
And what time is that show?
We will know. Oh, the time is at 12:30 Central Time on Saturday. If you guys have questions for comedian Godfrey, he just did the Steve Harvey impersonation and it went crazy. He is a really good guy and a really good friend of mine. So y'all can talk all you want bad about me, but these celebrities aren't my friends for no reason. So they know what I do is real, and they would never associate themselves with a fraud, with a fake, because that can hurt their image. Comedian Godfrey is a millionaire. I'm not. And I can admit that I'm not. So again, I have celebrity friends who really do respect and they love the things that I'm doing. And sometimes I can help them too in other ways. So just know that I'm not better than anybody just because I have celebrity friends. I'm still human, right? So if anybody's trying to be a comedian and they want to go that route, he will help you guys with some jewels. Just know that this can help you too. And I'm not afraid to let anybody come on the panel. It's free. I don't charge anybody to ask him a question. I don't charge anybody to come on my panels. So if you hear anybody saying that, it isn't true. I'm free, and I do it because I don't think we should be paying for something that all we're doing is talking, right? So if this was something big where he was giving people ways of making millions of dollars, then that's different. But this isn't that. We're about to have fun. So I hope to see you guys on my podcast on Saturday, 12:30. And we're just going to have fun. So
gotcha.
Y'all stay blessed out there in Hemp. Man, I'm proud of you. And I'm telling you this today. You're going to get that play button very, very soon. Keep it up.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. I
God
got you.
Man. God bless you.
Love you. Be safe.
You too.
Easy. Man, oh man.
Like that. Brother.
Damn. You heard it here first, man. Shout out to the queen of accountability, Daphne Sutton. She was gracious enough to give us the first real interview. After putting this information out and then the arrest warrant being issued. Obviously, she does her own content. So please go like, share, and subscribe. But this might be risky, man. We doing our best. You know what I'm saying? Live, unfiltered, unedited. The whole 9 yards. Shout out to the OG OMAC for making that call and then suggesting me. That's even more humbling than anything. So I appreciate that. 400 people in here today. Shout out to all the family in the chat that supports every single day. I humbly appreciate y'all. Shout out to the members. Shout out to all the super chats. Matter of fact, let me shout everybody out before we get out of here. Thank you, Chocolate Bunny. It's just easier for me to go through the super chats. Dada don't even say anything. He just shows support. So appreciate you, brother. Ashton was in the building. Hink was in the building, of course. Devin, Steppenwolf, always. Big salute, always. Sammy, you already know. Shout out to Uncle Rick. He was here. Marcus, my brother, I appreciate you. Snuggles was popping. Thank you. JT, what up, though? Hope all is well. I appreciate you. DJ Naff in the building. HQ in the building. Sean Brewer was showing wild love. The wife school was in here. Thank you. King Louis. I feel like King Louis might be new. I don't think you new, but regardless, though. Appreciate it, brother. Blue Collar was in the building. Appreciate you. Prime. I seen Prime last night. I think that's how we I ain't seen you in a minute, Prime. So I'm glad you're here, man. Hope all is well. Scuba Gooden in the building, of course. OMAC and OG. Who put this whole thing, this spark, and we try to do our best to represent them appropriately. So thank you. Matt P, always in the building, representing day one. The Red Pill Ranger showing love. Hopefully he got some clarity on her stance. Skinny Boy, I appreciate you, Ock, for showing love. My brother. My bad, you got that wrench now, man. Leave me alone. Sunkissed, always in here. Shalom, I appreciate you. The Bell 5000, thank you, my brother. Elite T, appreciate you. Sia Tice, I appreciate you. I'm just saying, appreciate the love and support from day one. George Smith, you already know. My brother Matt, say you like with the 50 ball, of course. Something to think about with the 5 ball, thank you. My brother DJ Riff, yeah, the show last night was dope. I appreciate you tuning in for both. My brother Maurice, thank you. Lauren, always. I've been drinking way more water, so thank you for all the reminders. Into the Black Dragon was here. Thank you, my brother. Correct me if I'm wrong. You already know. Hopefully, yeah. I think Joseph already contacted him, so he gonna get the information he needs. Musically inclined, salute. Oh, I didn't even read this one. My fault. Musically inclined with the file says, did any Super Saver Hole platforms backtrack or apologize? I didn't even look around, bro. And Hamp, I've been binging the channel best back and forth on YouTube, even with the crazy. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Jay Miller with the $10. Thank you, brother. He says, great show, Hamp. Thank you. Robert Platinum with $2. Yo, Lady D, you got a little bit of brick residue on you? Chill. Lady D just be talking, man. It is what it is. And hit the like button. Share this stream. Let's see how many views we can get this to, because this was important. Like I said, this was the first interview she did before providing all the information necessary to get this woman a arrest warrant issued to get her charged with this crime. Salute to GoFundMe for giving the people their bread back. And I know they about to hunt her down for theirs. So this road just getting started for her, man. Hopefully she learned from it. You feel me? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe. Have a good weekend. The Monday show is going to be crazy. We got 2 special guests, me and Q with the HQ. This shit gonna be, the flyer will be out soon. The link will be posted, man. My bad, Black Seinfeld. I'll be reading the super chats. I just make sure I get them in. Feel me? But I can't get. Hey, man, you already know. You know I'm in Houston now, but it was cold as hell down here for the past week. But yeah, salute, man. Benning Road in Minnesota. You heard? Y'all be safe, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do over the weekend, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.